What's good? What's good, baby? It's your boy Trex, the Sports Junkie. Y'all see the background, man. The transfer portal opened up, and I'm recruiting right now from the box office. We're gonna talk about it in a second. I've seen all that with you first, right? The box office my DMs too much, right? He been bothering me. What up, Steve?
Wow, what's the deal, man? Mr. C, the trendsetter, aka the whole damn show. I'm here so we can begin, man. I'm ready to talk this week. Let's get it.
And then of course I got my brother, bro. That dude been harassing me, bro. Ridiculous questions. What up, box office, bro?
What up, X? I don't know what's going on with your sound thing again. It's tripping, hey man, I'm excited to get on the show tonight. Y'all know I love trolling y'all's picks. So I'm here to talk about it. Let's get it.
Are we clear now? Am I better?
You're better.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we're gonna get the show started. And we have a lot to talk about, man. College football, NFL playoffs, and so much more. But box office, let's get it popping.
All right. Well, of course, the NFL playoffs are set. So we will get to that later. I'm excited to talk about the NFL. But first, let's start off with the college football playoffs. So just to recap, we were in the quarterfinals. We had Oregon beat down Texas Tech 23-0. They shut them out. We had Indiana 38-3 over Alabama. We had Ole Miss with an upset over Georgia 39-34. And we had another upset. Shout out Tex because he called this one. Miami beating Ohio State. So, off of those performances, what were you most shocked about? It could be someone's bad performance. It could be a good performance. What were you most shocked about after the quarterfinals?
Alabama.
Oh, go ahead. You got it.
My bad. I had to sit in because I picked them so confidently. Then they went out there and got their ass whooped so effectively. That ass whooping was that was perfect. It was stewed to perfection. Them boys, I'm so pissed off because I hate Bama. And I came on here, I done played the Sweet Home Alabama song. I picked it. I was very confident. And they went out there and acted like they sent their JV team to go play when I know that was the best they had, and they did the best that they could against Indiana and got, bro, that was disgusting to watch. And I watched every second of it because I was like, no, man, no way they're not gonna score a touchdown. Bro, come on, man, really? And what it did was it actually it sold me. Signetti is the best coach in college football right now, period. He's the best coach in college football. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it to me, bro. There's not another coach that's better. And I know he hadn't won anything yet, but I'm here to say he is. He's definitely going to win something. If he doesn't win it this year, and I think he's going to win this year after their performance. And I know that's not Saban's Alabama he beat down like that. I know that. But the fact that Indiana, like we said on here, a team full of 3-stars, beat the brakes off a team full of 5-stars from Alabama like that, I'm sold. I'm sold, bro. I think that he has it. He has it, and he has his team playing like they all have it. Like Alabama didn't want y'all. None of these teams in the playoffs wanted y'all. I wanted y'all. Now let's go out here and show them why they should have wanted you. And that's how they playing. They giving everybody, they seeking reparations, and they getting them. So shout out to Indiana and Signet because that was embarrassing for Alabama. That was very embarrassing, and I could see some of the delusional Alabama fans calling for their coach's job after this. But hey man, that was the most shocking.
Okay. What's crazy is I'm at box office. I did pick Bama to win that game. But Kalen DeBoer, before the season started, I keep going back to it because I'm saying to myself, bruh, all of us, but box office, I say box office more because box office had him high on the list. But you're Kalen DeBoer. You got a bunch of 5-star guys everywhere on the field. How does that happen? You can hear me, box office, or I'm breaking up again.
No, I hear you.
So how does that happen? That Kalen DeBoer is one of the best coaches in college football, and Signetti in Indiana with a bunch of 3-stars blow him out. I'm just asking real quick that question. You don't have to elaborate. Just better.
I just think Indiana right now is more experienced. I know they're 3-stars, but they are 22 years old.
Right.
They're
That's
22
true.
years old, and Alabama's young. I think the average age is 20. And look, every coach is going to get beat down. Dabo's gotten beat down. Saban's gotten beat down. Saban got beat down by Dabo in that second natty that Clemson won. It's going to happen. I'm not overreacting with DeBoer like everybody else in the world. I still think he's a top 5 coach. I just think Alabama's used to Bear Bryant, Nick Saban. They're used to those results. They're just way too spoiled.
And
I just think they're more experienced.
And I wasn't picking on you because I was about to go down this road too. For anybody that thought Dan Lanning was a top 5 coach or Ryan Day, he just beat all 3 of them this year. Signetti, and that's a bunch of 5-star programs.
He beat Kirby the first time.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. So when you look at it, we're gonna give Signetti his flowers. Now, does he have to seal the deal for me to say he's the best coach in college football? I think I would have to. Yeah, he still has to go out there and win a chip. See, I know what you're saying because it's 3 stars. You already giving it to him because I love Signetti. I wanted Signetti to come to LSU, so I've been on that hype train. I guess you could say. But my biggest surprise, bro, I'm with you in a sense, and it's not necessarily because I think the team is not good. It's just Ole Miss beating Georgia, bro. All 5 of us at NBS.
X, you gonna have to log out and log back in, bro.
I'm still breaking up.
Yeah.
On and off.
Is it bad right now, or do I need to lean into it? Pause.
I think you're okay right now, but it is inconsistent.
Okay, y'all can hear me. Am I breaking up right now?
You're fine.
I'm gonna try not to move. I'm gonna try not to move.
Am I breaking up?
No, you good.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna try to stay where I'm at right here while I'm talking. But I'm gonna go with Ole Miss because all 5 of us at NBS picked Georgia to win that game. And for the most part, unless you're an Ole Miss fan, everybody I saw picked Georgia to win that game. And I know it's hard to beat a team twice, but nonetheless, Ole Miss did it. I mean, Ole Miss, we all picked Georgia to win that game, and Ole Miss came back and beat them. Trinidad Chambers, bro, I know the reports out that he's coming back. If he comes back, he's staying at Ole Miss. That breaks my heart. That breaks my heart as an LSU fan. That's who I wanted LSU to get. So when the box office was texting me about Brendan Sorby, I'm like, bro, stop, bro. I don't even want to. But yeah, I think I'm most surprised by Georgia losing just because I really thought we was gonna get Georgia versus Carson back in Miami. And shout out to Ole Miss though, man. Without Lane Kiffin, they got it done.
Okay, I'll go next. I was not surprised about Indiana's beatdown. Kind of what I expected. I thought Alabama would be a little more competitive, but I had Indiana winning. While I did pick Georgia, the more time went closer to that game, the more I felt better about Ole Miss. I stuck with Georgia, so I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go with Texas Tech, bro. Oh, my God. Texas Tech, and I feel terrible for their defense. Their defense played really well. When you look at the final score, you look at 23-0, some of those scores were garbage time. It wasn't.
The last touchdown for sure was garbage time. It was 16-0. So yeah, I pretty much just scored
16-0 is 2-possession game.
Right.
What else could their defense do? And I knew their defense was legit. I've watched them, but that offense was pathetic. I mean, that's embarrassing. You go almost a month without playing and you score 0? Are you kidding me? Baron Morton has had a solid year at quarterback. He was absolute trash. I mean, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a QBR of 18. Oh my God, their running game wasn't even bad. Williams, the running back, had 81 yards. Dickey had 29. They were okay, but the passing game was just pathetic. And Morton had another fumble on top of that. It was just turnovers after turnovers. I really felt bad for the Texas Tech defense. They kept them around all 4 quarters, and it's like, what else do they do? David Bailey from Texas Tech, I think, is a stud. He's kind of like a linebacker, defensive lineman, depending on how they want to use him at the next level in the NFL. But he's a stud. Jacob Rodriguez was solid. I just felt terrible for their offense, man. You can't go a month and not score a single point. And I understand Alabama was not much better. They scored 3 points, okay? But they got on the board at least. I mean, come on, man. And plus, I don't think Oregon is as good as Indiana. So you scored 0 points. You didn't score. Just pathetic, and I felt terrible for the Texas Tech defense. Oregon also turned it over a couple times. So they had the ball in good field position. So, you know, that's one reason why Texas Tech was bidding with LSU for the next quarterback. They need to fix it. They need a quarterback to be taken serious. If Texas Tech had Chambliss, they would be nasty. You know, so Texas Tech is a quarterback away, and they just got to figure that out. That big of a state, they're going to figure it out, and especially with the money they have, they're going to figure it out eventually, but this year is not the year. They were god-awful. So I was just shocked at how bad the offense was for Texas Tech.
Yeah, it was bad, though.
The thing about that is they can get a quarterback now, but hell, defense might not be that good next year.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to strike when the iron is hot. Everything for you to have, for a team like Texas Tech to really be a serious contender, everything must fall in line at the same time, like an Indiana. Because next year, they could have the best quarterback in the league and give up 30, 40 points a game. You know what I'm saying? But I don't anticipate that for them. But this was like a dream season for them. And so to go out like this, like you said, and didn't score a point, that's horrible, man. I feel sorry for the Texas Tech defense as well. It's a horrible feeling if you're a defensive player and you know your offense not going to go out there and put no points up. You know it. You know I could go out here and stop them every time. And the minute I don't, they're going to win by that one touchdown. Because that's all it would have took, one touchdown or one field goal, they would have won. They didn't put a point on board. So as a defense, you know, if you go out here the first 10 series and stop them, they're still not going to put up no points on the board. That's a disgusting feeling. And at the end of the game, I know you're in the locker room getting dressed, like trying your best not to go jump on them boys. Because
they say defense wins championships, but you got to be able to score the ball, man. You got to be able to score, bro.
Like, I remember my junior year, we were all talking about, we was like, hey, we're going to have to get a turnover and score or something. Because we knew we couldn't put the ball in the end zone hardly. You know what I mean? On offense. So that was a whole talk in the defensive photo. Like, hey, we need an interception. We need to force a fumble, scoop and score. If you see a fumble on the ball, if you see a fumble on the ground, do not fall on it. Pick it up and go. That was our message. But man, that has to be horrible, bro. Because they had the defense. They had the defense to win that game.
Well, I hate to say it like this, but shout out to Texas Tech, but I'm kind of glad because if they played Indiana, bro, can't score.
Well, that's
Good enough.
that's what you say with the team they currently have. But like, if they had a quarterback, I think
Right.
Indiana and Texas Tech is a hell of a game.
Yeah, it has to be better than that, bro.
All right, we're gonna move on. Speaking of the SEC and some of those teams like Alabama, we see that they have a losing record currently in the bowl season. The only one SEC team remains in the Final Four. Is the SEC overrated?
My answer is no. The thing is, when you say overrated, it depends on what you mean.
Right.
If you're saying overrated is everybody, the SEC is the standard, correct? When you think best conference, you think those are the best teams, top to bottom. Top to bottom, they still are the best teams, top to bottom. Regardless of what this bowl season said, we're gonna talk about you put your top 6 teams versus their top 6 teams. I guarantee you that the SEC would win at least 3 of those games. There's no conference that's gonna go 4-2, 5-1, or 6-0 against the SEC's top 6 teams. That if you disagree with me, I'd love for you to tell me which conference has 6 teams that can go 6-0 against the SEC. Or let's say even if we're going by bottom teams, the bottom 6 teams in the SEC. I don't think there's a conference that can go 6-0, 3-3 against the bottom 6 teams in the SEC. So I'm saying from top to bottom, the SEC still is the most dominant conference in there. But they're playing the best of every other conference in these games. And let's just be real. They've been playing an SEC schedule all year. So they've been beat up on by each other all year. And just let's use LSU for an example. LSU sent a team full of third stringers out there and expected to beat Houston. Now, in the past, I will say LSU, a third string team of LSU players, would have been able to go beat Houston. And I'm not sure. I would almost say that they could have done it. They actually could have won this game, but they didn't. You know what I mean? But this is you have a team like Vanderbilt that played all their starters that didn't go out there and win either. Lost to what was that, Iowa? So you have different teams that go against different conferences, and they're playing the cream of the crop of those conferences. And you can't win them all. You can't win them all. Vanderbilt wanted to be in the playoffs so bad. I don't understand how they went and did that. But I mean, we had like Mississippi State was in a bowl game, weren't they?
They lost to Wake Forest.
Yeah. But like, okay. Mississippi State, that's like the bottom of our conference. You know what I'm saying? Bottom of our conference teams make bowl games. So if we're gonna just judge by the top, we could just judge by the top. And like I said, the top 6. Let's go top 6 versus anybody else's top 6. I know SEC is gonna win that. If we're gonna go bottom 6, SEC will win that. So what are we talking about here? I mean, the time for just being an SEC school and you guaranteed to beat anybody else in a bowl game is over with, yeah. But that means you got NIL and the transfer portal. If you were second string at Alabama last year, you're starting at one of these teams this year. You know what I mean? So a lot of these teams are able to build their teams off of SEC transfers. So it's almost still SEC versus SEC.
Okay. All right. Am I good? We good? I'm good.
Mhm.
Close. I want to make sure I can hear me. As far as are they overrated? First, the bowl season. That's not the way we're gonna measure it. I don't think that's the way you should properly measure who's the best conference in college football because a lot of these teams, unfortunately, they just don't take it as serious as they once did. You know, Florida State, the year that they went undefeated and they didn't make it into the bowl game, everybody sat out. Are we going to sit here and act like Florida State wasn't good that year? They were really good that year. They just had an unfortunate injury that messed their team up. I think when you look at the SEC, I think the reason why people say that they're the best conference, it's not that I'm necessarily, agreeing with it. I just think when you think about it from a far away, and if you're honest with yourself, are they as dominant as they once was? No, for sure not. Nick Saban at Alabama was the favorite every year, even though he didn't win it every year. He was the favorite every year. It felt like Kirby Smart. These Georgia teams are not the same. LSU had some good years, but now you throw in other teams like Texas and Oklahoma. This is why I'll say that I think that when you view the landscape of college football, the SEC still got to be at least, if not 1-2, with the Big Ten, because the Big Ten has been balling lately. But to C's point, it's a lot top heavy. It's real top heavy. That's no knock to the Big Ten. But when you say, okay, next year, I'm not going to say next year because things can change. 5 years from now, could you see Ohio State winning it? Yeah. Michigan winning it? Yeah. Oregon? Yeah. USC? Yeah. But outside of
Indiana.
that, who?
Indiana.
Well, yeah, Indiana now with Signetti. With Signetti, yeah. Okay, so I'm with you. But I don't, when I look at the SEC in the past, and I know you can say 20 years, and now you add in Texas and Oklahoma, bro, that makes it even more crazy. In the next 5 years, if you told me Texas won a national championship, I wouldn't surprise me. LSU, Bama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, damn, they good this year. I'm not saying they're gonna win it, but they can. A&M played well the whole entire year. Auburn is typically good. That this year they've been trash. But I'm just saying, when you think about the SEC, they've had teams that's gotten to the national championship game. I named 10 teams for y'all just now, and that was not including Vandy, Mississippi State, Kentucky, or Missouri. And I'm not saying those teams are really great. I just think that when you look at it, there's multiple teams in the SEC that you can look at and say 5 years from now, they can win a national championship. If Florida turns it around, they're normally a perennial powerhouse. Texas, even though they haven't won it forever, now you add them into the SEC, they could definitely win a national championship. Oklahoma could win a national championship if they get it right. I don't think outside of the guys like we just named, the Ohio States, the Michigans, and I say Oregon, but Oregon's never won anything. And that's no knock to them. They can win it. And I like Oregon. USC can definitely turn it back around, and Indiana with Signetti. But nobody else comes to mind in the Big Ten. Well, Penn State. Let me not leave out Penn State, because if Penn State gets it right, they can. I'm not saying they will see, but if we're gonna mention Auburn and we're gonna mention A&M, I gotta mention Penn State. So,
I ain't mentioned Auburn.
I'm saying,
Well, at
I'm
least,
saying,
at least, at least Auburn has the national title.
right,
Recently Tennessee doesn't.
right,
A&M has never won. Ole
right,
Miss has never won.
right,
Like
right.
Auburn is, to me, is way more relevant than them if we're looking at the last 20 years.
Right. And I think that's what it is. When you look at the ACC, the Big 12, come on, man. Miami, Florida State, Macon, Clemson. But outside of those three, you're not sitting here saying they're going to win a national championship. None of those teams. Big 12, maybe Tech if they can truly get it right. But it's a lot they got on the line for them to be able to win a national championship. So, I mean, it's either the Big Ten or the SEC. And if you said a Big Ten right now, they have the bragging rights. They're the national champs as of today. And right now, the number one seed in the playoffs is from the Big Ten. So I have no issue with that. SEC is not the most dominant conference they once were, but yet you could still make a case they're the best conference in college football.
It
Still.
might just not have come out yet. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all part
All right. Well, I agree with a lot with what you said there. Basically, to me, so I've never been a oh brag about your conference guy. I
Right.
that's never made sense to me, right?
But you was in the Big
I'm
12, so
well now we're in the SEC and F the SEC. Like I don't care. This is who the Texas plays against. Like I don't want A&M winning it. I don't want Oklahoma. I don't want LSU. I don't want Alabama. Like I don't.
Before you keep going, but
Yeah,
going back to what you just said, though, you don't want them to win. But if Texas gets left out of the playoffs because they play the SEC schedule, even though they may be one of the better teams, that sucks. That's
it
what I
does
think.
suck. But I really like. I'll take that, right?
Okay,
But the issue I had with Texas is scheduling Ohio State.
right.
You know, because we already are in the SEC, and I'm not saying the SEC is not tough. It's tough. Don't get me wrong. I just want people to get out of this mindset of what they used to be is not what they are anymore. You know, like the SEC, I forgot how many national titles. If I go through in my head, I think from '06 to 2013, I think they won 7 straight. I want to say,
yeah.
but like if Indiana or Oregon win, they're at 3 straight. Like
Right.
it's slow, and we already know a Big Ten team is going to be in the national title game this year. We already know that, and they're setting themselves up for 3 straight. Who's to say Penn State can't turn it around with the next 5 years? Penn State was in the semi last year.
Yep.
You know, Ohio State can be back in it just like Alabama was all those years. I thought Michigan was right on track until the Sherrone Moore firing. So to me, I just want people to get out of this mindset that the SEC is just so much more dominant. They're not. I do agree with C one thing. The SEC is the best conference in the nation at the bottom. Like, you know, the Arkansas, the Mississippi States, even the Floridas this year, they're better than the Purdue's and the Michigan States and the Northwesterns. And don't get me started with the Stanfords and the ACC teams in the Big 12. But at the top, I think it's Indiana currently. I think Indiana at the top. You give me Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana right now, they're better than any other conference's Big 3. And I think it's showing in the playoffs. Like right now, Indiana whipped up on Alabama, who was the second best SEC team this year. I think Ohio State would have beaten Georgia had they played in the next round. Who would you pick, Ohio State or Ole Miss? I think it's a toss-up. I would probably pick Ohio State. So to me, that in Oregon, everybody's sleeping on. They're in the semifinal, like they're right there. So, to me, I just think at the top, Indiana the Big Ten is the best. At the bottom, the SEC is the best. And I think sure we can say bowls don't matter anymore. They're exhibitions. Some guys are opting out. Some guys are opting in. But the SEC is not playing good in the playoffs anymore. They're not. Look at last year. Who's the Final Four? We had Notre Dame versus Penn State on one side, and who did Ohio State play? Texas. Okay, SEC right there. So even last year, the SEC only had one in the Final Four. This year, the SEC has only one in the Final Four. And then we've had the Big Ten win the last couple. And now this year, we're going to have the Big Ten, the national title game again. And if Miami beats Ohio or Ole Miss, we don't get another SEC team in the final. So it's like we can dismiss the bowls, but let's not dismiss the playoffs.
You can't dismiss the playoffs.
The SEC has not looked good in the playoffs.
All right, but who are we comparing the SEC to? You know what I mean? Like
to be
the
to
SEC
the Big
is
Ten.
we're comparing the SEC to themselves and the standard that they put. You know what I'm saying? Because we're saying they might not make it to the national championship game. We expect them to, right? We expect a SEC team to be in a national championship game every year. What other conference do we expect every year to have a SEC? A person in a national championship game.
Well, the last couple years, I expect the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State, Michigan's been good the last couple of years.
No, what I'm saying is that we expect them. We expect the SEC to have somebody. Otherwise, we having these conversations.
Well, I agree that SEC set the standard.
Right.
I'm just saying they're not what they used to be.
I agree that they're not what they used to be. But are they still the best conference? Top to bottom, yes. Indiana. You say Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon, right?
The top three.
Top three. But let's keep going. You understand what I'm saying? Even now, I know Georgia just got their ass whooped, right? But I'm not sure everyone would have, if Indiana and Georgia ended up playing, I'm not sure everyone would have went with Indiana. You know what I'm saying?
I would have. I know y'all probably go Georgia. We'll really never know.
I think a lot of people now consider it would go Indiana because of what they did to Alabama. But I'm talking about pre-playoff starting. I don't know if people would have picked Indiana to beat Alabama.
Look, Indiana beat Georgia. Alabama
for
beat
sure.
Georgia. And Indiana whipped their ass. And sure, we can play that game all day long.
And Notre Dame beat Georgia last year.
And let's talk. All right, so let's say this. All right, so say Ole Miss wins this national championship. Does that wipe away everything?
To an extent, yeah.
Also, to y'all, they'd be like, okay, SEC is dominant. They're still dominant. Ole Miss won the national championship. That erases what we saw Indiana do to Alabama.
I wouldn't say dominant, but I'd say they're back on top.
I would also add that 4 to 5 SEC teams in the playoffs played against each other. So if Ole Miss was to win it, you would look at it and say, okay, well, Ole Miss knocked out Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Alabama did knock out Oklahoma, but Alabama then got routed by Indiana. And then A&M lost to a team that I've been trying to tell y'all, Miami is legit, bro, in the trenches. They built for this in this postseason, that running game and play defense.
I got a great comparison for you. Name the top 5 NBA players right now.
Jokic, Giannis.
SGA.
Anthony Edwards, probably. And
I'm going Luka.
And Luka would probably be 5th to me. Or I would put Luka 4th, Anthony Edwards 5. I'd probably do that 5.
And you still got, maybe like a Wemby. Maybe you might want to say Wemby if you're already on that train already.
So all right. So here we go. We'll say 4 out of the 5 top NBA players are not from the U.S., right?
Right.
All right. They're all from different countries, though, right?
Right.
So when the Olympics come and the United States put their top 12 against the world, the United States is still the most dominant team, correct?
That's a fact.
Even though they don't have the best players. They don't have the top 5 best players. We may not have the top 3 best teams in the SEC, but from top to bottom, our conference versus anybody else, we still the most dominant, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. I value the top so much more, and when a conference keeps winning the national title, that's a big thing to me. Then it's like the cherry on top, right? So, knowing that we're already going to have a Big Ten representative in the national title game really helps their case right now because they've won the last 2 as well. So, I also, this is just random. I felt like I even said on the show, the only thing I didn't like about Alabama's going to beat Indiana is that people were acting like Indiana didn't beat Ohio State. Like I felt like they proved themselves already. And I think now finally that they beat Alabama and Ohio State, now people are like, okay, like now you have two legit wins. So plus people forget Indiana beat Oregon too. This is a rematch.
I wasn't even looking at it like that because I do believe in Indiana. I was just like, I didn't know how good Ohio State was. And I said that on the show. I felt like when they played against two really good defenses this year, Indiana and Texas, they didn't score much. And that's just the truth. And when they played against Miami, they couldn't score more than 14. Shout out to Urban Meyer, though.
All right, so here's my thing, right? X said a word when he said that the SEC teams played each other, right? So let's just look at the bracket and how it was, right? Who we had in? Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia, and who else?
A&M.
A&M, right?
A&M is good. I'm not even knocking A&M. A&M lost to the team that I think is going to win the national championship based on my previous prediction.
I mean, they played Miami just as tough.
Right.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying if they had to, that's how the bracket fell. You feel me? So if we had to redo the bracket and you put the first round matchups, you had A&M. Let's see, no A&M. I guess A&M playing. I want to say Tulane. Oh, Oklahoma was in there. That's right. Oklahoma was in there too. So Alabama played Oklahoma.
You just said one of the SEC teams would have played Oregon in the first round, or would have played.
Yeah.
One of those teams. Yeah. Well, Ole Miss.
So if you had A&M play Oregon,
right.
I think that would have been a different story. I think that would have been a different story. And let's see who else who Texas Tech play.
They
had a bye.
They had a bye.
Yeah. So and you have.
I would have picked. I'll be the first one to say, I would have literally picked everybody to beat Texas Tech. I'm not just saying it based on what happened this past week, except for Oklahoma. I would have picked Texas Tech. I would have picked Alabama versus Texas Tech. I would have picked A&M versus Texas Tech. I would have picked Georgia versus Texas Tech. I would have picked Ole Miss versus Texas Tech.
Well, Texas Tech is a little irrelevant here, anyways, because they're in the Big 12.
Right.
But no, I'm just saying the way things kind of shook out is that we had to play each other anyway. So again, we're beating up on each other.
That's why I brought up the last 2 years. Because look, last year, Ohio State beat Tennessee, Texas, and they beat Oregon. Oregon's a Big Ten team. So they beat Texas and Tennessee right there, like two big teams there.
And Michigan beat Alabama 2 years ago.
I would go more with the Michigan beating Alabama thing.
Yeah.
Because last year, Ohio State was just so dominant, bro. It was nobody could have beat them. They could have beat some NFL teams last year. You know what I mean?
And Saban's last game, you had the SEC's best versus the Big Ten's best.
Michigan, Alabama.
Yeah.
I agree. And that team right there in Michigan, it was just kind of head and shoulders better.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm saying that's the outlier, though. I mean, that's kind of like saying Jokic. Jokic head and shoulders better than everybody. But I mean, I know when you keep on going down, we got some more people that can compare to the rest of his country. As I put it like that, he's the best player in his country. But in the United States, we got people 1 through 5 that could beat the rest of the people on his starting lineup to death.
Yeah, I mean, no one disagrees with that. I'm just saying, like, you know, since the 2 Georgia national titles, the Big Ten has been way better in the playoffs than SEC, and they've played a whole bunch head to head.
And I mean, they've been able to. That's why I say I think it's the portal and the NIL that there's no discrepancy. Nobody can object that they've used it way more effectively than any other conference.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, the big reason for that, see, is what I mean. I joke around with y'all about LSU and money, but that's literally what it is. That those northern schools, they have insane amount of money. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame. I mean, that is money central. They have more money than the southern teams, excluding Texas.
I was about to say, yeah, because you got A&M in Texas. I mean, come on.
Excluding those two, those Big Ten schools have more money, and I'm counting Notre Dame in this situation because they're a northern school. So, like, that's what it is. You know, they're flipping the money out, and then now the situation with Texas Tech and LSU that I was giving y'all a hard time about. That's literally what it is. Like, it's like, why should I go there if they're offering me more money?
Yeah, and I'm
glad they offered more money.
But I love that we have more parity, though. I love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like watching Florida versus LSU, Georgia versus Ole Miss, whatever. But I like a variety. I like some parity. Now we're all on the same field, and let's see what happens. So I love the new pair. I love this Final Four.
I'm about to say that this Final Four is fire to me.
I think the casual fan hates this. But, dude, how many times are we going to watch Alabama versus Georgia, Ohio State versus Clemson? How many times? Like, we have 3 teams that have never won a national title, and Miami, who has not won since I came to the States.
Yeah.
And then we also will have a new head coach to win a national title, and this is the most NIL thing ever. Whatever quarterback wins, he's gonna be a transfer quarterback.
This is the new way. I'm telling y'all, the high school kids are gonna have to start sitting now because people are gonna go get a quarterback out the portal. I'm not waiting for you to become. They have to. I mean, unless like why? Why would I give me I mean, there is gonna be some guys like Arch Manning. Bryce Underwood, a few guys. Yeah, but it's not going to be like you think, like where people's going to be starting freshman quarterbacks here and there. Teams are trying to win national championships. They're going to get a guy.
Man, Indiana already picked up a quarterback for next year, Josh Hoover, who's played for TCU. If Mendoza does not come back, they already have one for next year.
I like Hoover, too. I'm not going to lie. I think he's underrated.
Here's the thing. Box office, just to piggyback off what you said about the money thing. It is, I know the teams up north, they have absorbent amount of money, right? But I think what it is with the SEC schools as well, and it's not just that they have a lot of money up there. I think that SEC, I don't want to say ego, but I think that we're not going to pay you that. It's a privilege to go to our school. We'll give you something close. Like, I think that, like, far as let's use Bryce Underwood, right? Bryce Underwood, they paid him over $12 million to come up there to Michigan. Now, LSU had $12 million to give him, but they just weren't. They were not going to give that to him. You know what I mean? And it's more of a we set our cap at what we're going to pay a quarterback or what we're going to pay you. We had a deal. Okay, well, that's all right. Go ahead, leave. That's fine. Because we have the money. Look what we just gave Lane Kiffin. You know what I mean? It's about the ego of these schools because no, they're not blue blood. No, not blue bloods, but the SEC has surpassed the blue blood, the classic blue blood aura or whatever. You know what I mean? Like a SEC school, and I went to an SEC school, or I went to Notre Dame. What you think hold more weight? I went to Alabama, or I went to Notre Dame right now.
What's the question? What did you ask?
Which one you think holds more weight? I went to Notre Dame, or I went to Alabama right now.
Well, football-wise, Alabama, but I think educationally, it's Notre Dame.
Man, we talking about football, bro.
Okay, I mean, I was not trying to be an ass. I was just trying to be.
To C's point, and I know, I don't do like you, box office. I could have messed with you, but Isaac Brown. Somebody put out there that Louisville outbid Texas. Come on, bro. Texas not paying you that. They don't care. Like, right. To C's point, like, we're not giving you that money. Like, we're gonna put a cap on this because there's no way Louisville is gonna outbid Texas. But that's the report that Louisville outbid Texas, and he went back in. He's like, come on, man. Like, we have to be realistic. And the SEC teams, I think, to C's point, are looking at it and saying, we're not gonna overpay. There's some franchises in the NFL that's like, you know what, or in the NBA that's like, nah, you can leave because we're not overpaying for you. Yeah, you can go the other way.
And C might be right about the ego thing, but if they don't win national titles,
that's right. They're gonna have to start paying.
That ego's gonna have to start paying. So,
but it hadn't gotten there yet. It's just
not
been
yet.
It's just been 2 years. You see what I'm saying? It's just been 2 years.
And Texas Tech won this year, though. Lord.
I'm just saying, like I said, it's, and I use the word desperate. I said that that LSU wasn't desperate enough to pay Bryce Underwood that money, and I use that word for a reason. We've seen a national championship within the last 20 years. Michigan, that was their first national championship, and they're trying to strike while the iron hot. So they threw them that money. Let's keep us in the conversation or whatever. And we were like, nah, man, we can use that money. That $12 million, we could go buy a whole defense, and we're going to try to do that. And that's what they did. It just didn't work out. We didn't have the right coach in place. But I think that these SEC teams feel like I can get talent here. Talent is not going to be the problem. I can get talent here. So if I'm going to play one player that much money, he's got to be what I'm missing 100%. And I don't think that they feel like they're desperate. I don't think the LSU felt like they were one Bryce Underwood away from a national championship when they had Nussmeier right there. I think that they just made a decision. They was like, no, I'm not going to pay him all that, and I can get Nuss to come back.
What do you do if Indiana wins the national championship? Because Indiana's winning with their coach. Like, it's not even like I'm like, what happens then? Because you can pay everybody all you want. How are you going to dethrone what Cignetti's doing at Indiana?
Now he has the right combination of players. Let's not get it twisted.
Well, he does. I mean, but that's what you recruit. He's recruiting his guys, and it makes sense. We talked about 3-star guys that I don't have to worry about.
I think I'm just saying doing the smart thing. He's like, look, Indiana doesn't have money Texas does, so I don't need a 5-star sophomore, but I'll go after a veteran, a senior that's a really good 3-star. That's actually a good strategy too.
And I'm looking at it. I'm saying he's been there 2 years, right?
Right.
Playoffs 2 years. All his transfers came from JMU. So they've been with him 4 years. And the rest of the team is old as hell too. He hit the portal and got old guys, just like you said, some old ass 3-stars, right? That if you came in as a 3-star in 4 years, you're equivalent to a 5-star freshman. You should be if you're worth your salt. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is he going to be able to keep this up? That's what we got to see now. He's been able to do it last 2 years because these are his guys. They came over with him. You know what I mean? And if you're able to coach these same guys for 4 years, 4 or 5 years, bruh, if you're a coach like him, yes, y'all can win. But he's still going to have to recruit now and get in talent, which he is going to be able to do the way they're going now, especially if he wins the Natty. He's going to be able to get some 5 stars in there. And he coach them up like this. Oh, they're going to be a problem for years to come. But you never know. This specific group of guys was meant for this specific run that they're going on right now. So next year, that can all fall apart. Do I anticipate it all falling apart? No, I don't. I expect them to be playoffs again next year. But, like I said, it's a specific group of guys are meant to make a specific run. So you have to strike while the iron's hot. I always say that. You can't think about, okay, well, yeah, we can do this next year. No, next year y'all could be out in the first round. You know what I mean? You got to take advantage of the opportunity that's right in front of you. So that's why I think that that's what he's banking on. And that's what he got them sold on, and that's why he's winning.
All right, let's move on to the transfer portal that we just were mentioning. Tell me what transfer commitment, at least one player that has happened already that you really like and you think is a great fit, and give me who LSU is going to finish with at quarterback.
Who's Texas going to finish with? I'll give you my guy.
You got that boy Arch.
I'm going to give you my guy. We clowned last year about Oklahoma State, but I like Drew Mestamaker. We talked about him, a freshman, and led the country in passing yards. I feel like Oklahoma State's trying to turn it around, trying to come back, and I like that move for him. So Mestamaker's the guy that I think, maybe Oklahoma State figures it out, and I like that move. The move I don't like, and I know you didn't ask me that, Brendan Sorsby, I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge fan. There's no knock to him. I swear I'm not being, bitter. Like, I swear when box office texts me, I'm like, bro, he can go. Like, I don't want that boy at LSU. Like, I wanted Trinidad Chambers. Everybody knew that. That's the guy I wanted to come to LSU. He's not coming. Shout out to Ole Miss. If Ole Miss can retain him and he gets another year, that's the best move all off season because they are in line for another run next year. If they got Trinidad Chambers at the helm. I think LSU, I'm interested because I'm a little concerned. Sam Levitt 2 years ago was really good for Arizona State. But he's been hurt, injured. If he can be healthy and with Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr., and they can surround him with some talent, he's the guy that I want LSU to go get since they're not going to get Trinidad Chambers. But it is a little concerning because he is coming off of a serious injury.
All right, X, you took the words right out of my mouth. I do think that Sam Levitt is going to be a Tiger. I would be excited about it, but the injury, this current injury, is what worries me because he won't be ready to just walk right in and get to work. You know what I mean? He might be ready for the beginning of next season, but I mean, he's not gonna be able to get any spring work. Possibly be ready to try to work out in the summer or whatever. But I mean, I would like somebody to be able to come in right now and get acclimated with the team and stuff. I'm not sure, man. It might sound crazy, bro, but I didn't think Van Buren was that bad. I wouldn't have been upset to see him stay there and maybe trying to work with him with an offense tailored to him or Juwan Johnson. I would have liked to see him get a shot. I hate to see he jumped in the portal, but I don't think he'll get a fair shot at quarterback, especially now that Kiffin's there, and he's not a Kiffin guy. You know what I mean? But I know that's what he wants to do. But I don't think he's going to get a fair shot at quarterback anywhere unless he goes to a lower tier school. So I'm not sure. I think Levitt's going to be a Tiger, man. But as far as just the portal in general, the Sorsby is the biggest commitment so far. Texas Tech got him. I didn't care if he came to LSU or not. I just know he was the number 1 rated portal quarterback right now. If we wouldn't get Trinidad.
Not all people. Some people had Sam Levin as the number 1 guy, which I agree with them.
But him being injured is really what's keeping him from being number 1 across the whole board. But Trinidad Chambers, I mean, if he's able to come back, he's gonna go with Ole Miss. I didn't think he was just I'm finna go with him kind of guy. But I would love to see how that turns out. We got a couple of people that's jumping in the portal from LSU. Like our offensive line is vacating the premises, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I like
to suit up next year for offensive line.
I got a couple of years of eligibility left. I got a couple more snaps in me too. But
X is gonna have to grant eligibility.
I will say this though. See, I think, and I know box office is gonna bring it up too. Even though I know it's quarterback heavy, I think the prize possession is Cam Coleman. Whoever lands him, me and box office was talking. He thinks he's gonna go to Texas, bro. That dude goes to Ohio State, bro. I swear to God, bro. Bro, that's not even fair at this point, dog. If he goes to Ohio State, no, I swear I'm gonna be so aggravated, bro. But Texas would be a good pick for him. I'm not gonna say that he won't go to Texas. I just think that box office is just like clearly just shutting out everybody. I'm like, dude, if I'm looking at Ohio State, I'm like, bro, I can go play with Jeremiah Smith, bro. Me and him, that'd be a 1-2 punch that would drive people insane.
The boy better bring his ass down here to wide receiver, bro.
Man, I just think that he's the prize position. I really do. I think like if you can get Cam Coleman, especially one of these teams that's trying to win a natty next year, he's the guy that I would want to go get. I like Chaz Coleman too from Penn State. I do. But I think that Cam is the prize in here. And I'll say the shout out to this guy. I know y'all might laugh when I say this, but I do see upside in this kid. And that's DJ Lagway. I do. I think that if a team gets DJ Lagway and they can coach him up, bruh, he can be really good, bruh. He can.
He met with Florida State and Virginia.
Bro, if he goes to Florida State, that would be diabolical, bro.
That's the world we live in.
Do y'all think some of these guys are waiting to see? Because you still got Miami, you still got Oregon. I mean, they don't have to wait; they can do it now. But I'm just saying, they're gonna get Miami and Oregon's gonna get a guy.
Hey, Speaking of Miami, y'all's boy CJ Daniels left, and he had a big game against Ohio.
He did.
Because Malachi Tony didn't do much, so they needed Daniels to step up.
Right.
I'll go next. I like how Matt Campbell got his guy, Rocco Becht from Iowa State now to Penn State. He knows the offense. He's played under Matt Campbell. I think that's a great fit as your first year in the Big Ten. I think Penn State could pull a upset or two off next year, getting a guy they're familiar with. One guy Texas let go because he was apparently just asking for way too much money is the running back, Trey Wisner. He apparently was asking for a ridiculous amount. Texas was like, bye. But I like where he landed. Florida State. I like the fit. He's been our best running back last 2 years. I think Florida State got a good player. And in terms of Cam Coleman, I really do think he's going to Texas because he's got 3 visits lined up, and Texas was the first one, and he took it and he went. So he went to Texas. Next, he went to, I believe it was A&M, and he's got USC. I think Texas has got the most money to offer him. He'd be the clear one. He'd be next to Ryan Wingo, who's a good player. And we got the best quarterback out of the group. So why the hell would you not play for Texas? And the cool thing about Cam Coleman, he'd have 2 years left.
He does.
Cam Coleman of Texas. Woo! I want that so bad.
Oh, God. Bro. It's so aggravating, bro.
What do y'all tell me this? What do y'all think about Deuce Knight?
I think a good player. I definitely think he should look for a job. I know he's gonna want to start, but if he can go to a nice program where he can learn, I think that's what he should do.
I think LSU should go after him. He's a former 5-star, was committed to Notre Dame. Then Notre Dame got CJ Carr. He went down to Auburn. Now I don't know what the hell Auburn was doing. They didn't play him all year until that one game, and he went crazy. I don't know what Auburn's doing. I know they switched coaches, but I would have begged him to stay. Would have paid him. I think LSU should go after Deuce Knight because he looked good, really good in that one game. And he's young.
I would love to have him. He's still got 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think LSU should go after him.
I trust Lane. So we're gonna just trust Lane and Charlie Weiss. We're gonna trust them. Man.
What do you mean you trust him? You didn't want Sorensen. Lane Kiffin wanted him.
And I'll be the first one to say, y'all know we all love sports. I didn't know who the hell Trinidad Chambers was before this year.
Well, no one did because he was at a D2. We don't hear you, X. We still don't hear you. We don't hear you at all. So
I don't know what the deal is, Joe, bro. I'm telling you, you probably got to sign out and sign back in. Nope.
You might log out completely. But actually, when I'm reading the rumors, see, I'm looking into Deuce Knight right now. So apparently, he's interested in going to Ole Miss if Chambliss can't come back. At least that's what the latest rumors say. Which I think would be great for Ole Miss.
I think Ole Miss is in trouble anyway. Even like I said, I really believe in this. I believe every team that makes a run like this, just because they made a run like this year, don't mean next year they can make the same type of run. You know what I mean? So even if Trinidad comes back, I don't believe they'll be the same team. They're not an SEC blue blood. I'll start putting it like that. They're not one of the teams that, okay, well, in the SEC, you got to worry about Ole Miss. They got Trinidad Chambers coming back. That's not gonna be a thing. They could win some games, but they're not gonna be a team that's gonna be just unstoppable again because Lane Kiffin got them there. They're playing. They're kids, bro. They hyped up. They got something to prove. So that's why they're going out there and they're performing the way they do. They might not even have won if Lane had been the coach. You know what I mean? It's just those type of things that happen, man. This team is meant to make this type of run. Would I be surprised they won the national championship? Not after this last win.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be either.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They have the best quarterback, if you ask me.
Yeah, they got the best quarterback left in the playoffs. And I know the Heisman Trophy lives in Indiana right now, but they don't have nothing to do with anything, if you ask me.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What up, boy?
All right, man. I'm gonna try to get this my laptop right, but I had to come on the phone. I was like, I gotta say what I have to say because box office, you were shaking your head. He found Trinidad Chambers, and I just want to say that if he could find Trinidad Chambers, I can trust him.
Yeah.
What if LSU went after Austin Simmons, who was supposed to be the guy at
Well,
Ole
he's
Miss?
going to Missouri. It's pretty much a done
Oh,
deal.
okay. I didn't read that. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much a done deal. He's going to Missouri. I mean, he's been crystal balled into that situation 100%. So it's
Okay.
probably going to happen
Okay.
sooner than later.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to our college football playoff predictions. We got
Yes.
2 games left before the Natty. So, Thursday night in Glendale, where the Cardinals play, we got Ole Miss versus Miami. Antonio got back to me. Jasper hasn't. By the way, we picked 8 playoff games. Jasper X and Antonio 5-3. Jasper and I are 4-4, and C's 3-5. That Tulane pick is haunting C right now.
Yeah.
So Antonio has Miami. Who y'all got?
I mean, there you go. Go ahead, see.
I got the U, bro. I'm going back to my younger days, bro. I'm thinking about them boys running out in that smoke, just going out there and dogging everybody out. They look like that now, bro. They do look like that. They didn't put up a lot of points in their first game, but I mean, I just think that their defense is so solid, bro. I think that I think they go out there and they win this thing, bro.
Give me a score.
Um, 24-20.
Ooh,
I'll go
okay.
24-20. I think Ole Miss is gonna be able to make a good run at it, but the Lane Kiffin thing got to catch up with him at some point or another.
Okay, so how excited are you to see Michael Irvin again?
Come on, man. Come
Prayers for
on,
Mike,
man.
bro.
Hey, man, why we gotta keep disrespecting? Come on, man.
Hey,
Hey,
he's
bro,
disrespecting himself, bro.
Jasper called me. That's all he wanted to talk about.
Bro, that is crazy, man. It's like, and I love Michael Irvin, bro. I'm a big playmaker fan, bro. But after we found out he was on coke, everything started to make so much sense from looking at him throughout his playing days. And now everything that he does, you're gonna entangle it with cocaine usage. When he acting crazy as he acting, man. I think I do think that he just has a big personality, but I'm gonna tie it into cocaine a little bit, bro. That's the way
he's
the
sad,
way he
bro.
pulling off that belt, taking his shirt up and all that. That's he had a little bump, a little toot, little BB.
Bro, come on, man. Stop being disrespectful, see, bro.
I just don't want him to go too hard, bro. I know he loves the U. They asked him which one would he rather to see the Miami win a national championship or the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, and he said he couldn't pick or whatever. But I guarantee you, it's Miami. It's Miami win a national championship, bro. I've never seen him act that way on a Cowboy sideline.
He hasn't had an opportunity yet. They haven't been to NFC title game since he left.
Y'all sad, bro. Shout out to my dog, the playmaker,
he was doing that during the regular season games with Miami, though.
All right, X, who you got?
Come on, man. I wish I was on camera right now, but yeah, I got the U, bro. And I hate that because I love Trinidad Chambers. I love what he's been doing. I love what Ole Miss has done up until this point. But in the trenches, man, Miami, bro, offensive line, defensive line, It's just the difference maker, bruh. It's the difference maker. I think that Miami gets after him. And then I forgot, I think it was Wallace that came out, and he wasn't disrespectful, but every week somebody's saying something about Miami, and it gets out there to the team. And I just think that just be quiet. Just say, man, look, we're ready for the game. We're gonna just see what happens. We believe in our preparation, whatnot. But they keep taking shots at Miami, and I think the U's gonna do it. And dare I say, they're gonna advance to the national championship, and that championship game is in Miami.
All right. I hate to agree, but I got Miami as well. I think they're the more complete team. Um, I love Ole Miss's offense. Lacey is nice. Chambliss is nice. He's the best quarterback left in this tournament. Um, and, however, I don't like Ole Miss's defense as much as I like Miami's. Messador, Ruben Bain, that D line gets after it, bro. And they've been the difference in both their playoff wins. They outplayed the Texas A&M offensive line. They outplayed the Ohio State offensive line. They're going to get to Chambliss. I kind of see a similar game like C. I'm going to go 23-17, the U. And they get to play in the Natty at home.
I didn't give my score. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm kind of around where y'all at. I'm like 27-23.
Okay, so we all see a good game. All right. All right, now to the Friday game. And isn't this awesome? We get a Thursday game, a Friday game, and then the NFL playoffs on the weekend. We got Oregon versus Indiana in Atlanta in the Falcon Stadium. This is a rematch, by the way. Indiana got them by 10 points earlier this year. Antonio's got Indiana. Who y'all got?
You want me to go first? There, you got it.
Shit, I got Indiana in the fighting Signettis, bro. Them boys made me a believer, bro. Not because they beat Alabama, but because they beat Alabama's ass. And it's a big difference. It's a big difference between beating somebody and beating their ass. I've seen people in boxing matches get beat. You beat. But I've seen somebody get their ass beat. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. I believe the way they beat Alabama, it puts them if I put it like this, if Alabama was playing Oregon, I was gonna take Bama. And if they did that to Bama, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do to Oregon.
Okay. Well, and listen, before I give my prediction, I just want to put out a couple of things. Oklahoma beat Alabama in the regular season, lost. Ole Miss lost to Georgia in the regular season, and then turned around and beat them. It's hard to beat a team twice. We got the two guys, Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore, who's probably going to be the two quarterbacks first taken off the board in the NFL draft coming up. But I just cannot pick against Signetti, bro. Like, I learned my lesson last week, bro. I picked Signetti to beat Oregon earlier this season because I'm high on him. But this past week, I don't know what I was thinking. I had Indiana in the championship game, and I just was like, man, but Bama's Bama, bro. And lo and behold, Signetti was like, X, even you turned on me? Watch this. And he destroyed Alabama. Shout out to Dan Lanning. If he does this, it's going to be incredible. I do think this is going to be an extremely close game. I think Indiana wins this game or Oregon wins this game in an extremely close fashion. I'm going 24-23 game-winning field goal for Indiana.
Give us a score, Steve.
Double digits, bro.
Wow.
Indiana by double digits, bro. I don't believe it. I like Dante Moore too, bro, but Indiana, I damn near fear Indiana. The way the way they beat Alabama down, man. And they came off of beating the hell out of well, not beating the hell out of, but beat Ohio State when I didn't think they were gonna beat Ohio State. They beat Ohio State, then they backdoored and came here and beat the hell out of Alabama. Hey, bro, I'm not picking Oregon to beat them. I wasn't really too sold on Oregon beating Texas Tech. Yeah. So I mean, you know, it's not, I'm sure not going to go against the most dominant team I've seen play in these playoffs. So I'm gonna give it 32-17.
All right.
17.
So I don't know if I said it. Antonio's got Indiana. Y'all got Indiana. They played earlier this year in Eugene, and I watched the game, and I went to watch the highlights to remind myself a little bit of the game. The only thing Dante Moore did that was good is he had one deep ball for a touchdown. Otherwise, he was bad, and he threw 2 interceptions. I don't know if he could fix that much. And he hasn't been that impressive, if you ask me. And we've all said it. He needs to go back to school another year. I don't think he's NFL ready. I'm with C. I think if you could barely lose to him in Eugene, they're going to get dismantled.
Wow, dismantled.
31-10, but it's going to feel worse than that.
Can I get a handshake on that? You gotta give me 14. Give me 14.
Hell no. 14?
Give me 10. Give me 10.
Hell no. I'll give you 3.
No, what?
Hey, the line is 3. Surprisingly, the line is actually 3 in both games. But
it's hard to beat somebody twice. I know, and I love
it is. It is hard, but they couldn't beat them in Eugene. And
the reason
is I think they're gonna destroy him, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not saying that y'all wrong, because here's my thing about Dan Lanning, and there's no knock to him. I mean, I guess it is somewhat of a knock, but it's going against Signetti. Here's my thing. Last year, I saw you play against Ohio State in that game. I know you won the game, but it was a nail biter. And then the next time you played him, I'm thinking, okay, maybe you'll at least compete. Y'all got destroyed by Ohio State.
Yeah.
And so that's why I just can't pick Oregon. But I'm not picking against Signetti. But I do think it's going to be closer than y'all think. Y'all wilding.
Man,
I just think for it to be close, Dante Moore has to ball out.
I don't think he has it in him, bro.
I think if they win, I agree with you. If they win, it's gonna be because of Dante Moore, and he'll be the new number 1 pick in the draft.
Bro, here's my thing, bro. The reason why I think Signetti is so good is because nobody has their team as prepared as he does. When they go into games, you can tell automatically they are prepared. For everything that other team does, they have something that they seen it. You could tell their players like, okay, I've seen this formation. Okay, all right. From the defense to the offense, like, okay, I've seen this coverage, and they know how they have an outlet for it. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. And I believe Signetti just is the best right now at getting his team prepared to play. And I believe they have enough film. They have enough film on Oregon. They played them already. They know how it feels. Pause or whatever. To know, I know as a lineman, and that's where these games are won, in the trenches, right? As a lineman, I've gone against players that have been bigger than me or even better than me. And the thing is, you set the tone early to let you know that this is what it's going to feel like all night. All night, this is what it's going to feel like. And we've had to play it. If I've had to play that same team the next season, and I know that same player's there, I'm more prepared because I know what he feel like pause or whatever, right? But it's like I know what type of impact I got to brace for going against them. Andrew Whitworth. I played against him in high school. I whooped him. Whooped him. He was bigger than me then, but he was big and slow. I was smaller and faster. So I'm talking crap to him that whole night. Needless to say, he's a Hall of Fame football player. And I'm on this podcast with y'all. And so his upside was way up there. But had I had to play him again, I would not have been worried about that big old boy next time. Because he was probably the same size he is. He played at LSU as he was when he was in high school. But once you play a person and you feel it, you know what it feels like, you're prepared to take it. So you got to play Oregon again. You know what they feel like. You're prepared for it. So now I just got to make sure I make the right decision. I ain't scared of you. I know what you have. I know what you do, and I know how you feel. So now I just got to be prepared. I got to know what the plays are, what my keys are. And I think that Cignetti does the best job of that, of getting his players prepared on knowing what their keys are and what their counter is to whatever the other team is going to do, even if they haven't played them again. Because they hadn't played Alabama. But did it not look like to y'all that they knew everything Bama was going to do?
It did. Hey,
So they played Oregon again.
I hope y'all. I say y'all. I hope we're all right because I want to see Indiana versus Miami, but we're gonna see.
Yeah, and I think that would be awesome because Miami's playing at home. Mendoza's from Miami.
Yep.
And you've got the Cignetti train. I mean that would be an awesome final to
Michael
watch.
Irvin will be there.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think that would be awesome. So we will see. We all got Indiana,
and we all got Miami.
So we'll see. All right, let's move on to some NFL, and we've officially got the NFL playoffs. So I'll start off with the bracket just to tell those that don't know what's going on. We've got first game of the weekend. We're gonna have the Panthers Rams. It's actually a rematch. The Panthers beat them a couple weeks ago in Carolina, and this game's gonna be in Carolina. Then on Saturday night, we're gonna have the Packers Bears for the third time this year. They split, so division rivals. And then Sunday, we've got the Bills and the Jags, which is very interesting. Two hot teams going into the playoffs. Then we've got the Eagles, Niners, the defending champs at home. And we've got the Patriots, Chargers, Sunday night. That's an interesting matchup. And then Monday night, we got the Steelers, Texans. So we got some interesting games and everything. But first, let's start off with last night's game that determined the AFC North winner and that determined the winner that was going to host the Texans. Crazy game. Who do you blame for the Baltimore loss last night?
Go ahead.
Hold on, before we go into that, X, can you do it from there?
Let me try and see. Hold on. I might be able to. Hold on. I'm on my phone, so it's a little different. And my computer, I don't know what is wrong with my computer, bro. Hold on. Even if I can't talk on my computer, at least I can log in. Hold on. Because it was acting a fool. Hold on.
Well, yeah, what we're doing is because it was a crazy ending last night for the game. Just for those viewers who didn't get to see exactly what happened and exactly what we're going to be talking about here, we got a couple of clips from the game, like a little summary of basically the last 9 minutes of the game. which was definitely the best 9 minutes of that game. Probably the best 9 minutes of both of those games put together. So, was it 60 minutes a game? 120 minutes. So it's the best 9 minutes out of the 120 minutes of football that they played this year against each other. So we want to give y'all a little glimpse of that.
All right, almost got it pulled up. Hold on.
All right.
Hopefully this works. Come on, baby. Stop acting funny with me. I'm gonna put my cam. All right. Hold on.
You was back on camera, man.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
You want me to start it over?
There we go. All right, so this is 13. Lamar Jackson slings that thing out there. Zay Flowers catches one, and he crosses the goal line. Handoff, and Caldwell comes in for the touchdown. Lamar, another one to Zay Flowers. He takes it in. Baltimore takes the lead, 24-20. Aaron Rodgers airs it out one more time. Steelers take the lead, 26-24. Steelers missed the extra point that would put him up 3. So Lamar gets the ball, takes him down there. Isaiah Likely pulls in a great catch. And now the Ravens just need a field goal to win the game. And this is where it hurts. Wide right. Lamar Jackson takes a loss again. And it's so bad. That's a horrible fashion to lose. You did what it took to win the game. You did your job. You got them back down the field and set your team up for a field goal. And I blame, you know who I blame this loss on, man?
Who's that?
Freak ass Justin Tucker, bro.
Come on, man.
Bro, he does not miss that. But he want to go get them. He want to go get them massages. if he don't do that, we talking about Lamar in the playoffs again. And you know, I mean,
so you blame it all on the
happened.
kicker?
Huh?
You blaming everything on the kicker?
Yeah. Yep. And I don't usually do that, but I blame it all on him. I blame it all on him, bro. Like I said, bro, you got one job. You're about the only person on the team that only has one job. You kick field goals. You kick extra points. You might have kickoff duties, but your job is to put points on the board when you sent out there. Bruh, you can't miss that. That wasn't even a long field goal. I could see if it was like a 50, 60 yarder. What was that, like a 40-yard, 30-something yarder?
44.
44. It wasn't even a 50-yard field goal, bro. Look, bro. They pay you good money to go out there and kick field goals. All you had to do was make it. And I understand it's a lot of pressure, but you get paid a lot of money for that, bro. It's like I don't have as much grace for him as I would for a quarterback, a wide receiver, or something that dropped a pass, that overthrew somebody, that fumbled, because you got a lot of stuff going for you. A lot of things can go wrong. There's only one thing that can go wrong, is that you're missing a kick. unless the snapper over. He shoots the ball over everybody's head, or the holder didn't hold the ball right, or someone doesn't get the snap. None of that happened. Everybody did their job except for you. So yeah, I blame him. And he doesn't have as much grace. He don't have. I don't know. I think I fire him just off GP, bro. I think we holding kicker trials. I don't think he gets to come. He don't get to come back next year, bro. And I noticed that Justin Tucker this is his first year not being there, so I know that this is his first year on the team, and I'm sure he made some big kicks throughout the season. But you missed the biggest kick of the season, so you got to go, bro.
Okay, so can you hear me? I know I'm on my laptop again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just asking because you said you blamed it all on Tyler Lue. But what about the defense? They couldn't stop Aaron Rodgers without DK Metcalf.
Hey, man.
The Browns shut them down last week.
Hey, bro. Hey, I get all that, but them boys got a lot of jobs. They got a lot of jobs. Every defensive player out there is dependent on one another to make a play, to make sure that happens. And they've been playing a whole game. And now in the fourth quarter, they could be tired. I could have held. They did. They played three great quarters of football. But at the last quarter, they let Aaron Rodgers turn into old Aaron Rodgers and maneuver that ball down the field like that. But one job, bro. Just kick.
So
we did the hard part.
So on a pie, you're saying that he gets all 100% blame for what happened. That's where I'm like, man, I draw the line. I'm like, we can't give it all to Tyler Lue. Now, I'm not saying he don't deserve most of it. I'm not even opposed to that. But the defense got to get some of that blame. I thought Lamar could have played better up into the fourth quarter. And that's not me blaming Lamar. See, I know you ready to blame him. You think I'm blaming Lamar? Harbaugh, as a coach, you got to put your defense in a better situation. But no DK Metcalf, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not just putting it all on Loop. Now, does he get the majority of the blame? Absolutely. You got to make the kick. You're a professional kicker. And I got to stop when he has one job. I know it's kicking. That's what y'all saying. But kicks off the ball, got to kick outside kicks, got to kick field goals. All that plays
last night.
I'm just saying. But I think it's kind of like, come on, bro. We blaming him for everything that went wrong last night? No, I'm not gonna do that. Majority.
I got you. Hold up. 97% is on him. 1% on the offense, 1% on defense, 1% on coaching. 97% of it is on his ass missing that kick.
Okay, so I'll ask you this. So if he makes it, Tyler Lue makes it, is 97% going on Boswell for mixing that extra point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he ain't had number one job too.
Okay. Hey, okay. I disagree. I think that he gets majority, but I'm not gonna say the 100%. That's crazy.
Let me ask you a question. Are kickers? How can I put this, bro, without sounding insulting?
They do save people's legacies, and they can't hurt people's legacies for sure. Jim Kelly don't have a ring because of a kicker. Scott Norwood missed.
Yeah.
So how
many lives does Brady have without Vinatieri?
Right. So I get where you're going with it. I'm just simply saying, like, the defense could have played better with no Metcalf. And I know it's a rivalry. I get that. I get it. I feel like Lamar could have played better first three quarters. Now, they played terrible. I'm not saying he played terrible, see. I'm just saying he could have played better.
I'm just saying when you say stuff like that, it's like that's too broad, bro. It's like, of course, everybody could have played better. Everybody could have played better.
Yeah, but my thing is this.
Unless
like,
you were perfect, you played better.
Right. So,
But-
like, my thing is to blame one person when you had 60 minutes to do a job. And you didn't do your job all 60 minutes. You did a good job in the last quarter, but come on, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's just hard for me to put it
But
on
if
one
I
person.
had, but if my job, I have more duties in my job than you do. I got more duties in my job than you do, so I can mess up on one duty part
Every
of the time.
now and then, yeah, compared to me.
Yeah, but you only have one duty. You got one duty.
You
And
gotta
yes,
be there.
I expect you to be perfect. Nobody expects me to be. If I'm Lamar Jackson, nobody expects me to go 30 for 30 on passes. Nobody
Right.
expects me to do that, right? So, but if I go 30 for 30, everybody said, "Oh my God, you had the best game ever." If you go 3 for 3 on field goals, everybody's like, "Okay, good job. You did what you were supposed to do." But
No,
you were perfect.
I get what you said. I'm just, I'm just saying, like, I just think that's to put 100% of blame on one person is rough, bro. It's rough.
Did, bro, because we would have won if it wasn't. Bro.
Man, you keep saying
would've won.
you're a Ravens fan now? You're a Ravens fan?
No, I'm just saying if I'm them, that's how I'm like I'm looking for real. If I'm in the locker room, I'm like, I should steal on them motherfucker. Like I'm really looking at him pissed off because my season over because of him. Not that I could have made more tackles. Not that I could have ran the ball better. Nah, I'm looking at him because we were right there, and that's all you had to do. That's all you've been practicing. That's all you've been practicing, bro. That's literally all you've been doing since you were probably 15 years old is kicking footballs. And now, and you get paid. Listen, bro, football players make millions of dollars. Kickers make millions of dollars, bro. Do they deserve it?
Yes.
This is why you deserve it.
Yeah.
Huh?
So you
I do think they deserve it because, I mean, they do determine so many games.
But that's what I'm saying. This is why they deserve the millions of dollars, not for just going out there kicking a field goal in the second quarter. This is why you get paid those millions of dollars. This is why kickers can say, yeah, man, I made $3 million this year kicking in the NFL. You didn't make it for kicking a field goal in the first quarter. You didn't make it for kicking a field goal in the second quarter. You didn't make it for kicking one in the third. You made it because if we need you to kick this one field goal to send us to the playoffs, you are paid these millions of dollars because if we need you to do that, we're dependent on you to be able to do that.
All right, I'll go next. And C was a Ravens fan last night, and I was a Steelers fan last night. I know y'all were sitting there, especially C rooting for the Ravens, and I was rooting for the Steelers like hard.
I honestly didn't care. I mean, I just wanted a good game. I really didn't.
And we got that.
I did, man, because mine is because if Lamar, this is his last chance, I believe, bro. I really do believe that, bro. Now, Josh Allen, it's the last chance, buddy.
Well, here's how I see it. I'm actually agreeing a lot with X. 75% on the defense, 25 on Tyler Loop.
What?
And here's why. Because they lost to the Steelers twice. First game, you know what Tyler Loop did? 3 for 3. He did his job, and they still lost. And now, last night, they get a second shot at him, and they lose. And why do I blame the defense? The first game with Metcalf playing, you know how many yards Rodgers had? 284. Last night without Metcalf, 294. Come on, bruh. The defense has to make adjustments going into a second game against Rodgers. And Rodgers played even better without Metcalf. The more the game went on, Rodgers got better and better. He was slicing that defense up. And I'm going to give Tyler Loop just only 25% because Boswell missed his too. And the way Boswell missed it, I said, bro, there's a lot of wind there. Like, you don't miss extra points the way he missed it. And Boswell's a great kicker. Tyler Loop, same thing. He had no margin for error because the wind was hard. So, to me, I'm going to give Tyler Loop only 25% because he did his job the first time around and they couldn't beat them. I mean, the Ravens to lose twice and the defense to not do a damn thing in either game, I got to put most of it on them. That's the issue with the Ravens. They're good on offense and they're good on defense besides the D-line. The D-line is not putting any pressure on any quarterback. In the draft, they should just go all D-line. They don't put pressure. They don't get after quarterbacks. Rodgers looked like Green Bay Rodgers last night simply because he had all the time in the world. So I love this rivalry. This is one of the best rivalries in the NFL. And I was rooting for the Steelers last night because of Rodgers. But actually before, when it was like Flacco and Big Ben, I was always rooting for the Ravens in this rivalry. Always. The Steelers used to annoy me. So I'm going to give Tyler Loop only 25% while it is his job and 44 yards isn't impossible. He did his part the first game and they lost. So the defense got to play better with Metcalf out, bro. This was the opportunity. This was the opportunity to beat the Steelers and they couldn't close it. If the Ravens get that D-line straightened up, they'll be fine, but the Steelers deserved it last night.
Bro, I give you over 2 games, but last night, bro. Last night,
it's Luke.
The defense did enough to keep them there at 1. They only needed 1 field goal to win. Defense did a good job. Defense did a good job for 3 quarters and 11 minutes. And actually maybe a little bit more. But they allowed Rodgers to go off at the end. But they did enough, man. They did enough to still be. They just needed a field goal, bro. And the person who's supposed to keep that field goal didn't do it. It's him.
All right. We're going to move on. What is the most surprising firing of head coaches or GMs? You could do either one. In your opinion so far? Today was Black Monday, so I don't expect any more. So I think this is it, but it's possible we get more. But so far, what is your most surprising?
I'm more surprised that Mike McDaniels kept his job. And that's out of all of the firing, I'm more surprised that he was able to keep his job. And I know he had some wins toward the end of the season that may have contributed to him being able to keep his job, but I just think he's underachieved so much in that position that I thought Miami would have been like, hey man, we got to look at something else, bro. We got to look at something else. And I saw Tua today said he was open for a new beginning somewhere. So he's there for a clean slate somewhere. So I mean, I think it's the beginning of the end down there for everybody in power in Miami. So I was surprised they kept him, unless they like saving it for next year, because I can't see him being better next year. But I can't say I was surprised that any of them losing their job. I think Raheem is a funny one because he lost his job off a win.
Right.
And
I thought they didn't give him enough time neither, man.
They didn't give him enough time, but I mean, It's the Falcons, bro. I don't expect them to do the right thing. When you took that job, you already knew what you were going into. So Pete Carroll,
what's the point of giving him the job if you're not gonna give him time?
Bruh, they drafted a quarterback right after they gave a quarterback $100 million. That organization is mental.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. I think if anything, if I'm surprised about any of them, and I'm not really surprised about it, is Pete Carroll getting fired after 1 year, because that's one I'll be like, why'd you even hire him then? You know what I mean? Why'd you even hire Pete Carroll if you're gonna fire him the next year rather? But I wasn't surprised because it's the Raiders, so that didn't surprise me. I don't think any of them have a contingency plan on who their next hire is. I don't know that the next sexy name out there to hire is out there. So I'm curious. I'm more curious to see who gets hired next instead of surprised by firing.
All right, well, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I know it. Hey, listen, I know y'all gonna be like, eggs, man, give that man a chance. But I'm going Zach Taylor, bro. I'm surprised he didn't get fired, bro. And I know it's the Bengals. I know you may say X, they kept Marvin Lewis around forever. I understand all that. But just with the backlash from what Joe Burrow even coming out and saying that he's not having fun, that would have been a red flag for me as a CEO. I'm like, hell nah. We're not about to lose Joe Burrow because y'all not, I don't know what the hell y'all doing, but everybody's losing their job right now. And I know Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase co-signed basically for Zach Taylor. But let's be honest, y'all. Since the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, the Bengals have been a total letdown, bro. Like they have. Like we're just going to call a spade a spade. Look, I pick them every year to get to the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, bro, you got Joe Burrow, who most people would tell you, I know he hasn't been healthy, but he's a top 5 quarterback when healthy. Some will even say top 3. You got one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. You have probably the best duo in the NFL in Chase and Higgins. And you've struggled up until this point. I don't know. For me, I just think they should have went in a new direction. I know Higgins. I know Chase. Like I said, Chase and Burrow have co-signed for him. But I think if you bring in a guy, and I know I keep beating this drum saying Joe Brady wants a head coaching job, I don't think Chase and Burrow would be like, oh, no, we don't want him. Give us Zach Taylor. We want Zach Taylor.
They would want him.
And I just think Taylor, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the Bengals have been so lackluster these past few years. And I say lackluster, underachieving every single year, that they should have went a different direction, in my opinion.
I think Cincinnati needs a new coach, and they need a defensive coach. Zach Taylor is an offensive mind, but you get a good offensive coordinator in there, and you can make do with Burrow and Chase, and your defense is horrible like this. You get a good defensive coach in there, a defensive head coach, a defensive mind that can come in there and put in a good scheme to work with the players that he has, draft better players, and find better players in free agency to fit his scheme. The offense is going to take care of itself. They're going to score points. You get a defensive coach in there. I think that's what they need. I don't know who's the defensive coordinator over there.
Well, the Colts have the Bengals defensive coordinator from last year. I don't know who it is this year. I think it was the guy that was Notre Dame's defensive coordinator last year. What was his name? Al Golden.
I think it is.
Al Golden was Notre Dame's
Al Golden.
Year.
He's ass.
Yeah.
Well, somebody got to lose their job.
You know what the Bengals should do? Exactly what C does, and I got the names. I said the guy the Saints should have hired, Jesse Minter, should be the Bengals' next head coach, defensive guy, learned under Harbaugh in college and in the pros. And then he's gotten the Chargers and Michigan defense to play really well. You get him defensive coordinator, you know who you you get him head coach. And you know who you hire at offensive coordinator? Hire Brian Daboll. And you're ready to go. I think the Bengals would be nice.
They have to do something. And I don't hate Zach Taylor. I don't want it to come off like I hate Zach Taylor. That's not what I'm saying. But something has to change. The defense has been terrible. The offensive line hasn't been good. Joe Burrow's always nicked up. And Joe Burrow came out and he looked depressed this entire year. Something has to change.
Yeah, but it's hard
and
to
the thing
change
about it
when Burrow backs up the.
I know.
And the thing about it is, man, when you have a head coach in place, and so like this situation, he's an offensive mind, and the offense is good, but your defense is terrible. And the reason why you get fired is because you haven't picked the right defensive coordinator. That gets a head coach fired. If your specialty is offense, you have to make sure you pick the perfect defensive coordinator to get your defense right. And that's why coaches get fired, because they don't find the right fit at the other thing. Dennis Allen just wasn't a good head coach in general, because he couldn't control the defensive stuff and be the head coach. But I did commend him for eventually hiring a good offensive coordinator. I said, that's how you try to keep your job. You say, you know what? We're losing because I can't score no points. I can't get us to score no points. Nah, man, I got to get a good offensive coordinator in here to do it. And you know I'm going to handle the defense. You have to be smart enough to do that. So a person like Zach Taylor, I think like X said, man, you go get Joe Brady, then you'll be able to Tata Chase and Burrow instead of them being pissed that you fired Zach. But Zach, they like Zach. I think Zach lets them do what they want to do too. So when you got a coach that lets you do what you want to do, of course you want him there. But he's saying he's not having any fun because he's losing. He doesn't like losing.
Or because he's hurt.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
No. I think Jesse Minter is the best candidate. He just needs to be smart about getting a job where the quarterback's legit. Because, he's a defensive guy. And you should grab a job. I don't think if he doesn't like one of these jobs, he should not force it. Stay another year with the Chargers. You have a guaranteed job with Harbaugh as long as you want. So I think Minter should be careful about what job he takes if he does get hired in this cycle.
Because who's open? Arizona,
the Raiders, Tennessee. Who else we got? I know we got Atlanta. We got Cleveland.
Atlanta's an interesting job, though, bro.
I would take Atlanta. I'd take Atlanta. I'd take Atlanta. I'd take Atlanta.
Weapons.
I'd take Atlanta. I'd take Atlanta thinking that I would have Penix. If I was with Penix there, I would take him. And I think I could make it work with him.
Well,
he's gonna miss half the season next year too, right?
Probably. But the one I'm surprised at is actually Atlanta with Raheem Morris. And I think I know the reason why he got let go. It's because no. It's because actually the black GM chose Raheem Morris, and he's been there for 5 years. So I think the way Arthur Blank thought about it was, I want to get rid of the GM, so I'm going to get rid of also the guy he hired. Now, I want to give Terry Fentano some credit, though. He did a good job overall drafting. Kyle Pitts, Bijan, Drake London. He drafted those guys. He deserves credit. What hurt him, I think, was signing Kirk Cousins, and then you also draft Penix. So then, like, Arthur Blank is sitting there like, okay, what are we doing here? Like,
Arthur Blank was pissed. If you remember looking at him on
the draft cast. Yep.
He was like, oh, what?
He literally confronted him on camera.
Yeah, he's like, bro, you just told me to pay this boy $100 million.
I also don't know how that happens, because Arthur Blank, I'm assuming you communicated with Terry Fentanyl after the Kirk thing, and you would assume you talk to him, be like, all right, who do you like at number 7? Like how are you surprised on the spot?
And he was like, Penix, man, I like Penix. Bitch, you like who?
So my thing is like, my thing is, I think he let Raheem go simply because he was like, this was the GM's choice, and I want to start fresh. And it is what it is. Terry Fentanyl, man, you did a good job drafting. I think with the guys you've drafted, you're gonna keep another job, or you're gonna get a similar role somewhere else. But you gotta, in this day and age, you gotta hit on quarterback, bro. Until you get quarterback right, really nobody cares. Unfortunately. So it is what it is.
I got a question for y'all. What y'all think? If and I'm just throwing a scenario out there because I have my own thoughts, but I want to know what y'all think. If Indiana wins it all, should Cignetti think about going to the NFL if somebody offered him a boatload of money?
Hell yeah.
Hell no. Bro, go where? To one of them jobs? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not
let's just say the Raiders. But you just
see, what about the Raiders? He gets Mendoza.
No, I'm damn sure not leaving for the Raiders, bro. The only one I would consider thinking about would be Atlanta.
But we just talked about how Cignetti's winning with guys that are not 5-star guys. I'm not. I know the NFL is a different game. I'm just asking.
I would, bro. You got one life to live. You're in your 60s, and you just won at Indiana. I mean, that is the worst of the worst, and you did it with 3 stars. Why, like, what else do I have to do in college? Like, I got one life to live. He's in his 60s. Why not try the NFL? Who cares? I'm already rich forever. So if I fail, the worst part of it, worst possible thing is somebody in college wants me in a job bigger than Indiana.
I agree with box office on that. I do agree with him on that. Because if he fails in the NFL, he can go back to college anytime.
Anywhere, too.
Right.
That's true. But my thing is, I just stay at Indiana and wait till next year and get a better job. There'll be a better job available next year than these jobs, bro. I'd wait for a job
maybe
that has a quarterback. Yeah,
maybe Cincinnati.
And next year they're gonna want me just as bad as they want me this year.
But if you got Mendoza, you got Mendoza, bro. It's like your guy. Your guy.
Well, I'm not going. I don't give a damn about that, bro. I'm not going.
You got GT. You got Bowers.
Nope.
I don't know.
I'm still in Vegas, bro. Them boys suck. It's something about Vegas, bro. It's just something about them Vegas. Them boys suck, man. I'm not going.
Speaking of Vegas, not to cut you off. What? Okay, I'm not surprised Carroll got let go. But what the hell did the Raiders expect? I said it on the show, bruh. I said, what are the Raiders doing signing Geno to 3 years, bro?
I was with you. I remember, and I know somebody was on our show, and we had a big argument. I was like, I would take Darnold over Geno all day, every day. I'm just saying, I was with you. I was like, bro, Geno, are you kidding me?
I understand he's Pete Carroll's guy from Seattle. Okay, great. 1 year deal. Why 3? Now they owe him money next year. Like I don't understand that. And what did they expect? I don't know why the Raiders got rid of Antonio Pierce for a 70-year-old. Like this isn't Pete Carroll with the Legion of Boom. You know, so it's like I just don't know what the Raiders were doing, and they really need to think about, a lot of options before this next. You literally have to get a guy that knows what he's going to do with the first pick and is like confident what he's doing with the first pick.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Bro, I can tell you what happened. Imagine Pete Carroll in an interview setting. Bro,
I'm sure he was great.
Bro, I've gotten every job I've ever interviewed for. Every job that I've ever interviewed for. I could imagine even jobs I wasn't qualified to get. I've gotten them. So I could imagine a person as qualified as Pete Carroll with his mouthpiece, his energy level, and you being a desperate franchise like that wants a name. You want to bring a name in there, and he's telling you what he's going to do. And you've seen him do this before, so you're like, shit, he probably can do that. Yeah, hell yeah, bring Pete Carroll old ass in here. Sure, yeah, you got the job. Then after 1 year, you like, bruh, this it's over for him. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? We got to get rid of him. I know it's going to look stupid. I know we're going to look like we don't know what the hell we're doing over here, but we got to get rid of him. Because he has no idea what he's doing with these guys. This dude made us sign Geno to 3 years. Geno's going to have one hell of a podcast next year because he's not going to be our quarterback. And they thinking about all that stuff. So they woke up this morning. It was like, hey, it's Black Monday. Black his ass on out of here. Get him up out of here. I don't want to see. Make sure he turns in his key card and tell him we're gonna mail him and stuff. I don't want him back up here at the facility. Tell him to go join those boys in the booth at CBS, bro. Because it's over for him. He won't coach anymore. I think he made the wrong decision leaving that front office in Seattle. He could have did that till he died, and that probably would have been the best decision for him. But he missed coaching, that itch. But sometimes you just need to ignore that itch. Get you some calamine lotion, bro, and just not go back over there. Now you got to go home. You got to go home now. You ain't gonna be coaching. You're not gonna be in anybody's front office. Now you just got to go home, and that's gonna drive you crazy. He's gonna be at CBS studio somewhere. Because he can talk.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. It's just that's a term. I still haven't forgiven him for leaving USC like that, bro. Knowing they was finna get all those sanctions, bro. That was wild. That boy left them for the NFL after he did all that illegal stuff.
That's how it goes. All right. See, even though you don't want the job, we're hiring you as the next Raiders coach. What are you doing with the first pick in the draft? What do y'all think the Raiders should do with the first pick?
Trade it.
Trade.
I trade it.
I agree. I would trade it.
I would I'm definitely trading the pick. I know y'all might laugh about this. I would trade the pick, trade down, get some more pieces, but I would actually go sign Kyler Murray and see what he has left in the tank. I would only, or trade for him and go maybe 1-2 year deal. And I would see what I can get in the next couple of drafts because I don't want the guys in this draft. Respectfully.
Yeah, I don't want the
and I say Kyler, but it's somebody. I would look for somebody.
Justin Fields?
Hell no.
Justin Fields and Geno the same team.
Bro, I trade that pick and get somebody's next 3 first-round picks and bring Jameis in, bro, as a stopgap. And when we lose all our damn games, I pick Manning next year. I'm telling you, bro.
That's what they would want. I can tell you
picks.
that's what they would want.
Yeah, and we're gonna lose. So fuck it. I mean, no matter who we get, if we draft somebody, we're gonna still lose. None of them gonna be your quarterback of the future. Nobody coming out in this draft is gonna save your franchise. So I'm trading it. I'm getting somebody's next 2 first-round picks for this first-round pick. Somebody who wants to pick Mendoza.
The Jets have to come. The Jets have to take a quarterback. It don't even matter if it goes wrong. They have to get somebody, bro. The Jets have to. Whether it's a draft pick or a trade for somebody, they have to do something, bro. The Jets have so much.
Can do, bro.
And also the Jets picking up Justin Fields ending this way was the most obvious thing ever. Like we knew that it would be a crapshoot and he wouldn't be a Jet for long. Like that's exactly what happened. Like we just like certain situations, you just know, okay, what are they thinking here? But I agree with y'all, bro. I am trading for next year's draft, and I'm gonna be very, very focused on who I trade with. I want to trade with the team I know is going to be bad next year. Tennessee, the Jets. These teams are going to be bad again. I want to trade the Titans and the Jets. Like I know they're going to be awful. Give me whatever you want. You can have the first overall pick, and I'm gonna trade everything for possibly Arch Manning next year.
Bro, I trade the Browns. I trade with the Browns. You send me who you want. You want to send me Shador or what's the boy name? Man? Send me Shador or Dylan Gabriel.
If they wanted him, they would have drafted him.
Hey, but you've seen him now. Now you can justify it. Give me Shador, Dylan Gabriel, and give me your next 2 first-round picks. Since y'all don't want Shador. Y'all can have the number 1 pick in this draft right here.
Well, now we're going to find out how much the Browns want him because they let go of Stefanski, and we'll see how much the next coach wants him.
Who should the Raiders hire as a head coach?
Honestly, if I'm the Raiders, I'm giving Cignetti a call if I'm going to go with Mendoza at 1.
Me too.
Otherwise, they should hire Minner. I think he's the best candidate, but if I'm Minner, I would decline that because I don't have a quarterback and I'm the defensive coach. Because that division's brutal, bro. It's Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, and Andy Reid that you got to go up against 6 times a year.
Man, I believe Andy Reid's on his way out, though, bro. I really believe that. I believe that maybe not this year, maybe next year. But the Raiders is just such a bad job, bro. I haven't seen anybody be successful as a Raiders head coach, bro. I've never seen it. I'm 46 years old. I've never seen it.
You never seen
Gruden.
Yeah, Gruden was good, man. You tripping.
Oh, yeah, they went to the Super Bowl. Fuck. All right. But so bro, that was millions of years ago, bro. It's just a historically bad job to have.
You like really disrespect the Raiders, bro. Art Shell was straight too, man. You tripping.
Art Shell ain't never win a damn thing with the Raiders.
I'm not saying no. Listen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I don't think like they're as bad as you say. I don't think they're as bad as you saying they are. I think
they're.
I would go get Kyler Murray, bro. I would go trade for Kyler Murray. That'd be my
Raiders and the Browns is the same job right now.
Hell no.
Raiders and the Browns are the same job.
Give me the Raiders job.
The Browns are actually a better job than the Raiders right now.
I would take the Raiders.
Browns actually a better job.
I agree with C, but But the Cardinals.
I wouldn't take the only job the Raiders is better than. The only job the Raiders' job is better than is the Jets.
The Jets is terrible.
That's the worst job in the NFL.
Yo,
I mean,
wow.
they don't. The Jets don't have anything.
Stop, bro. That's actually sometimes a good thing. I know y'all might think I'm crazy, but sometimes that's a good thing.
Sometimes, unless you're the Jets.
But they've had stuff and they've not won.
That's what
At least the Raiders have Genty, Bowers, and Crosby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, come on, bro.
But the Jets got nothing.
They don't have shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they don't have
trash.
The Jets are trash.
Garrett Wilson is trash.
Bro, no one cares about like a random receiver.
You take the job of Garrett Wilson?
And what?
Bro, you take the job of Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, what is Garrett Wilson? You got no one throw to him.
Hey, bro, I'm saying they got something, bro. Y'all wow, bro.
Boy, I don't care. Hey, they ain't got nothing that would have got me. Is Signetti takes the Jets job?
He's at Indiana.
He might would take it because Signetti's that type of person. Like, bro, he would probably take something like that.
Hey, remember people blaming Rodgers with the Jets? Now we see. Now we see. It was the Jets all along.
Well, Rex Ryan was successful with the Jets.
Rex Ryan got into 2 AFC title games, but that was when Peyton Manning was a Colt.
Hey, bro, Aaron Rodgers ain't did nothing but did the same thing Mason Rudolph did, so he's still him.
Y'all
no, that's wrong. They didn't win the division with Rudolph. They won the division with Rodgers.
They made the playoffs.
Y'all really like the Browns' job. Y'all like Shador. I forgot. Y'all love Shador.
I mean, the Browns got some pieces though. Like Shador still needs to prove himself, but he hasn't been ass. Judkins is good. Obviously, you got Myles Garrett. He doesn't care about winning, so you're going to keep him around.
And I feel sorry for him, but like you say, he took the money, man.
Y'all some wild boys, bro.
All right, let's move on to these picks, or otherwise y'all gonna have me up until 2 a.m. All right, we got the playoffs, bro, and the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna go around. We're gonna do first round predictions, and then from there on, you're gonna tell me the rest of your bracket and who's gonna win the Super Bowl. All right, let's go on. We're going to do just the matchups in order. We got the first one Saturday. We got Panthers versus the Rams in Carolina.
I got the Rams. I don't care if the Panthers beat them early. I got the Rams.
I got the Rams, and it's gonna be revenge. Yeah, the Panthers got them earlier, but that ain't happening again.
Oh, and our picks are done in the NFL. I want to recap. Antonio and Jasper tied at 59 and 59. So whatever playoff games they don't disagree on will be the tiebreaker this weekend. But one of them's finishing first.
Okay.
C, you're third at 55 and 63. X, you finished at 54 and 64, and I finished 52 and 66. I mean, just pathetic all around. How the hell we finished under 500?
The last 3 games are so lame. I knew C was on to something with that Giants pick. I wanted to pick the Lions. I knew that, bro. That's so crazy, bro.
Hey, y'all were bad last week, though. Y'all all picked the Ravens.
Yeah.
Y'all all picked the Saints. Y'all picked the Saints, and then now y'all, y'all couldn't hold it down for Tampa Bay.
I think Tampa.
All right. So y'all got the Rams. Antonio's got the Rams. Give me the Rams as well. They got to get payback on the Panthers after they surprised them weeks ago. Devontae Adams should be back. I'm happy for Carolina winning the South. I wanted them to win because Tampa, I felt like, didn't deserve it the way they played down the stretch.
They did not, bro.
Good for
They
Bryce
did.
Young. Good for Bryce Young. They deserve at least a home playoff game. Ted McMillan reminds me of Mike Evans.
I can see it.
Yeah, I like that. Ted McMillan. I like him.
I like them. I would have loved them in Florida League.
I like them coming out of college, but I didn't think he'd be this good this early on, and I think he's really good. So, all right, we got the Rams. All right, next matchup. That same Saturday, we got the Packers and the Bears for the third time this year. Antonio's got the Bears. Who y'all got?
Man, bruh. I got the Packers. I think I'm walling with that one. I just think, man, Green Bay's gonna get it done. Last game, the Bears, phenomenal ending, but I think the Packers are the better team. I'm gonna take the Packers.
I think the exact opposite. I think the Bears are the better team. No Michael Parsons. It shows. And I really think that the Bears have proven to be a pretty damn good team this year. And I think they're way more consistent than Green Bay was this year. So I'm going to go with the Bears at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to Mojo Brooks, bro.
All right. I've got the Bears. To me, they're the better team. They're at home. The Packers have become inconsistent to me. I don't know what I'm getting out of Jordan Love. Meanwhile, I like the direction Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams are going. Give me the Bears. All right. Sunday afternoon, first game, and damn, this game is hard to pick. We got the Bills traveling to Jacksonville. Antonio has the Bills.
Man. Oh my God, I laughed whenever they hired Liam Cohen. And now I'm sitting there like really thinking about taking him. Because the Bills just, oh my God, they leave so much to be desired. Bro, it has to be Josh Allen, right? Yeah, I'm going to take Buffalo. But God, I want to take the Jaguars based off what I've seen. I got the Bills, though.
I've been telling y'all all year, bro. Move on. Hey, bro. I got Jacksonville, and think about this, bro. Jacksonville is doing this without Travis Hunter.
Right.
That's crazy.
Man, that boy trash.
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
Now, imagine when Travis Hunter gets implemented into this team next year. I'm really excited for the future. I got Jacksonville with Sunshine down there throwing the ball. He's turning into that Trevor Lawrence that everybody thought he was going to be. I was not a fan of him at Clemson, but I respected how good he was at Clemson. So I knew he was going to have a hard time getting acclimated into the NFL. I didn't know it was going to take him this long, but I think he's finally gotten the hang of it. So I expect them to beat Josh Allen now. And they at home too. Now, if they had to go to Buffalo, it might be a different story, this kind of weather. But them being in Jacksonville, I definitely got them.
So this is the hardest game for me to pick in this first round, bro.
I agree.
This is hard as hell. And I went back and forth. And I was a Sunshine fan in Clemson. And I'm happy for him, but it looks like Liam Cohen is the difference. Like he's made Lawrence play with confidence. So I thought about it, I'm like, how the hell is someone going to win this game? And I really couldn't make up my mind. So the way I decided is I'm just going with the better quarterback. I'm going Josh Allen with the Bills.
Wow.
One thing about Josh Allen, he balls in the playoffs. He takes it another notch. You think Allen's good in the regular season? He really actually takes it another level in the playoffs. I'm just going better quarterback, but I'm not confident in this game at all. All
This is
right.
the Gabe Davis Bowl.
Yep. X is Jerry Rice. All right. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Philadelphia. Antonio's got the 49ers. Who y'all got?
Wow. Hey, listen. The Niners had me. I was all buck. I was like, okay, the Niners they turned that corner. And then I watched them this past week when I picked them against the Seahawks. At home. Give me the Eagles. That's their kryptonite. I don't think they can beat the Eagles in Philly. Even though Philly sometimes makes me upset, I think Philly gets it done, and they'll knock out the Niners in the first round.
I'm going to take the Niners, bro.
Wow.
I just think I see the same thing I saw in Philly year before last. I see the dissension in the ranks there, and I just don't think that they're as close knit of an organization as they were last year. And I think that you can see a lot of it was some BS that was happening with them the year before last, and I think it's back there. I think it's reared its ugly head again, and I think San Francisco. Now I was a lot more confident before this past weekend. They pissed me off real bad this weekend. But I'm gonna go with the 49ers. I think Fred Warren's gonna be back too, right?
No, not this round. He said it may be later in the playoffs.
Oh well, yeah, well, shit. He wants to play football again. I think they're gonna win it for their dog.
All right. I'm a root for San Francisco, but not without Warner and Bosa, bro. I really think that would be a hell of a performance by Purdy in order to win without them on defense. They just don't get pressure on the quarterback without them. I got the Eagles, but go Niners.
Punk ass cost me $1,400. I might switch my pick, bro.
All right, next one. The Sunday night game. I think this is the most intriguing matchup. We got the Chargers traveling to New England. And Antonio's got his Chargers. Who y'all got?
Well, Antonio, you might have won the regular season, my brother, but you're not winning the postseason. Give me the Patriots. The Patriots, bruh. And y'all know I like the Chargers. Chargers just too beat up, bruh. They're too beat up. I can't pick them against the Pats. Drake May has taken that next step, I feel. Now, this is going to be another step he can take. And win this game. Has a home game. Vrabel's a hell of a coach. I know Harbaugh. I love Harbaugh, but give me the Chargers. The Patriots at home.
Man, I'm gonna take the Pats, bro. I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed with the Patriots this year, bro. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but those two running backs they got. That's a big reason why they winning, bro. Ramondre Stevenson and Henderson, that's a duo that needs to be talked about more because one of them's gonna have a good game. It's almost as simple as that. And I think maybe Ramondre Stevenson getting hurt early in the year and giving Trayvon Henderson the opportunity to hit the field and show them what he could do was the best thing that could have happened. That injury early might have been the best thing that could have happened to the Patriots for their season. And I really think that Vrabel has unlocked everybody on their team. And I expect them to make a run. I really do, man. And it's going to start right here. And the Chargers just too beat up, bro. Just too beat up. You know what? I was tripping because I'd forgotten they made the playoffs, bro. I looked at the playoff games earlier today. I said, damn, I forgot the Chargers even in it.
Well, that's why they were resting Herbert this weekend because they didn't want to risk further injury.
Yeah, but they might as well have played them because they finna go out first round.
Well, I got the Chargers, bro.
Wow.
And I really respect this New England team. Vrabel's done a great job, and May is playing like a stud. But they haven't had the hardest schedule. And I feel like the Chargers are the older team. They're the more mature team, the more experienced team. The Chargers get it done without those tackles for now. I've got the Chargers, bro. I think it's gonna suck for the Patriots to have this great of a year and then go down immediately in the first round. But I think they got an unlucky matchup, so we'll see. All right, Monday night game and the last game of the weekend. We got the Houston Texans traveling to Pittsburgh. C gets to watch the legend again. Who we got?
All right. Who is
the Texans?
Okay, so you know I love Aaron Rodgers, man. I'm like you, box office. I love me some Aaron Rodgers. But this defense of Houston, bruh, I'm not picking against Houston. If CJ Stroud does anything good offensively, they're gonna turn up in this game. I got Houston on the road, knocking off the Steelers. Would I be mad the Steelers won? Absolutely not. I know C would hate it, but I mean, I just have to be real with myself. As much as I like I like Aaron Rodgers, I just don't see him beating Houston. So give me Houston.
All right, man. So Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to do just as much as Mason Rudolph did, and that's get the Steelers to the playoffs and get put out in the first round. So I'm just calling Aaron Rudolph as they get put out in the first round by Houston. And I don't particularly think it's going to be close either. I think it's going to be a very decisive win. Yeah, I got Houston.
Wow. All right.
Dude,
I got that bad man. Bad man. Hey, it's not Rudolph, man. Rudolph ain't win no damn division. I got the
playoffs.
Yeah, well, my boys gonna take it to another step. I got Rodgers. Look, the Texans defense I think is the best in the league, but I like how the Steelers defense matches up with Stroud. I think Stroud is going to struggle, and I think this is going to be a low-scoring, ugly game. 17-16 Pittsburgh. I don't think the Texans are going to have issues on defense. It's Stroud that messes this game up, bro. I think Watt is going to be motivated to play against his brother's old team. And I think he shows out. I think Watt with 2 sacks, Cameron Hayward is going to do his thing, and Rodgers is going to do just enough. And the only guy that was more happier than anybody else to see that Steelers win was DK Metcalf, who gets back because he did not want to be blamed for being suspended for 2 games. So he got his rest. He's back. And Metcalf is going to be at least a huge decoy in this game. I think Aaron Rodgers is smart. He knows how good the defense is. He's just going to get the ball out quick. He's not going to let Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter get after him. He's just going to get the ball out quick. Expect a lot of Gainwell, Warren, Freiermuth. I'll get the Steelers in an ugly one, 17-16.
Man, DeMeco Ryans, I think he makes the difference. I really do, man. I think he makes the difference in this game. No, I don't think he's a better coach than Mike Tomlin. I just think that his team, I think he has his team more in his grasp than Tomlin does. I think he can do more with his team than Tomlin can. So I think DeMeco's gonna have him ready, and they're gonna go out there. And you said it, man. People like Will Anderson gonna go out there. By the way, how good is he, bro? I remember I wanted him to be the first pick in the draft. But I really do think that they're gonna win this game, and I think that D'Amico Ryans he's gonna get a signature win right here.
All right, we'll see. All right, so let's move on from y'all's predictions this week. Make up the bracket. I'll go ahead first in case y'all have it. So y'all heard all my predictions there. That sets up a Seahawks-Rams matchup for the third time this year. And give me the Rams on the road in Seattle. They eliminated Darnold last year.
Mm-hmm.
They get to eliminate him again. I know Seattle's playing great right now. They've got all the hype in the world, and they beat the Rams a couple weeks ago. But I think the Rams are better. And the Rams let them off the hook with that Rashid Shaheed punt return, and the whole game changed. Give me the Rams to the NFC title game. On the other side, that means Philadelphia going to Chicago. Ben Johnson's going to need some more time. I've got Philadelphia.
Smart man.
In the AFC, that sets up, I've got the Chargers playing the Broncos for the third time this year. And give me Jim Harbaugh. Woo! and the other matchup, that means the Steelers versus Buffalo. I'm going with the better quarterback right now, and that's Josh Allen. And that sets up a Buffalo, LA, AFC, and a Philly, LA, NFC. And my Super Bowl is the Rams and the Bills.
I would like to see that. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Hey, I kind of, if you're looking at my picks, I kind of just went quarterback. 2 wild card teams, and I've got the Rams winning the Super Bowl over the Bills.
That's dope.
Antonio's Super Bowl prediction: the Bills beat the Seahawks.
Okay. I'm not mad at that neither. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I have to be honest with myself, so I'll go next. Okay. So I had the Packers beating the Bears, so the Packers would play the Seahawks because they're a lower seed, right?
Right.
And then the Eagles would play the Rams. And then on the other side, I'll come back to that in a second. I have the Patriots getting the Patriots getting the Texans, and the Bills versus the Broncos. Okay. So let's start there. The Bills versus the Broncos.
That's a rematch from last year, by the way.
Yeah, man. I got Buffalo. The Broncos I think they need more time. I just think they need more time. So I'm going to go Buffalo in that matchup. And then the Texans versus the Patriots. I love everything I've seen from the Patriots. I told y'all, but it's something about this Houston team, bro. I got Houston knocking off the Patriots. And that's somewhat of a surprise for me because I really like the Patriots team, which gives me to the AFC Championship game. I'm going to give that game in a second. But I got Texans versus Bills, which we saw earlier this year, if you remember. Then going back to the NFC, I got the Seahawks versus the Packers. I got the Seahawks in that game. I think the Packers just beat up with no Michael Parsons. I think the Seahawks advance. And I got a crazy one. Eagles versus Rams. And I had the Rams before the season started getting to the Super Bowl. But I got the Eagles beating them.
Wow.
I got the Eagles knocking out the Rams. And now that sets up Eagles versus Seahawks, Bills versus Texans. And believe it or not, I got Houston going to the Super Bowl over Buffalo. And I got the Eagles beating the Seahawks and getting back to the Super Bowl. So I got an Eagles-Texans Super Bowl. And I got the Eagles repeating.
Wow.
And I know that sounds crazy, but they kind of remind me of Miami. I just feel like they're gonna turn up now that the postseason's here.
Wow. Okay. See what you got.
Man, I'm over here drinking on this sparkling grape juice, man. I think X must have had the real deal though. I think you already got a little champagne you over there drinking
we'll
on, bro.
see. We'll see.
Let me fix this for y'all, bro, because y'all wild. All right, so first off, I took the Bears, so I got the Bears and the 49ers in the next round, and I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'll go with the Bears in that one. That'll bring me to my next matchup, the Rams and the Seahawks, and I'm taking the Rams in that one. So go over to the AFC. I got the Pats versus the Jags right there, and I'm gonna take the Jags. And next matchup would be the Broncos and the Texans, and I'll take the Broncos there. And it brings me to my NFC Championship game, which would be the Rams and the Bears. Not yet, Bears. Not yet. I got the Rams going to the Super Bowl to face the winner out of my Jaguars and Broncos, which I'm going to take the Jags.
Wow.
Yeah. What? I believe in them, bro. So
wow.
My Super Bowl matchup will be the Rams and the Jags. And I got to go by what I've seen and what I think the best team in football really is, and that's the Rams, bro. I got the Rams winning the Super Bowl. Devontae Adams back and healthy in the playoffs. I think it's going to make a big difference. They kind of sputtered a little bit here at the end, but no Devontae Adams will make you do that. But he'll be back and ready for the playoffs. I think that's enough for him to put him over the edge, and I got him back. And I think it's a really good Super Bowl. Jacksonville, they squandered their opportunity. I don't know if they get back, but I know Lil Duval, a comedian / singer, he's going to be excited, and he's going to act a fool at the Super Bowl, but I don't think they're going to win.
Wow. So you got the Jags for the first time, and you got the Texans for the first time in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't realize. I thought yours sounded crazy. When you said the Texans. Then I thought about, damn, I got the Jags. That sounds crazy too.
I'm trusting the defense, bro. I just trust what I see. And I'm not a Houston guy. I'm trusting what I see. I want Buffalo to get there. That's what I want to get there.
I need to see more from Stroud. Like, to me, I'm seeing more from Lawrence with C's pick over there than I am with Stroud.
I'm simply picking Houston because of their defense, bro. I just think they're too nasty.
Man, Riley Leonard balled on them fools.
They did, but I don't know if you remember them playing against Josh Allen last time. My God, they had Josh Allen running for his life.
Yeah, they did. Bro, but my thing, I look at the Jags since they got, what's his name, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, they look good. They look really good.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, man. It looks like that everything's just falling into place over there, bro. They got Brian Thomas Jr. and he hadn't even had to be a superstar. Travis Etienne, he hadn't had to be a superstar, but he's been damn good. Brent Strange is a good tight end for him. They have weapons everywhere. The defense isn't playing bad either. So
they solid.
Yeah. So I mean, I just look at them. I'm like, bruh, they've gotten hot at the right time. I think they match up well with all of the teams that are in the playoffs. I don't think that anybody's just a better team than them. Oh, they're just gonna beat them. I think the only team that I think is okay, they're a better team is the Rams, and that's why I think gonna beat them in the Super Bowl.
Wow. I'm not mad at the Rams. Obviously, the Rams could win it all. I think we all agree there, but it's just something about Philly, bro. I can't count them out.
Them motherfuckers.
Hey man, I think these playoffs in general, though, especially on the AFC side, bro, I'm having a hard time predicting some of these AFC matchups.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm just being honest with you. I think that the NFC is gonna win the Super Bowl. That's just me.
I agree.
I think whoever comes out the NFC, except for the Bears, I don't think the Bears can win the Super Bowl. No disrespect, C.
I feel that way. I feel like that about Seattle.
Seattle's
I think
defense is
Seattle-
so good, though. They're so good.
I don't know, man. I think they can be had, bro. I think that they don't match up well with. I think they can beat the Bills because the Bills only have one person. You know what I mean? But I don't think they can beat anybody that has multiple weapons.
Yeah.
I'd really
But the
be
Bills-
sold on Buffalo if they just had a better team, because they definitely
they
got
don't
the
have
best quarterback
People
on
on
there.
the whole team, bro. That's crazy. And I don't think Josh Allen can't win them a Super Bowl. He can't wheel them through all of those games, and that's what they're asking him to do.
I think he can will them to the Super Bowl. I don't know about winning it.
He's good, but he's not awesome. Like
I just think Styles makes fights, bro. Philly got lucky. They're gonna get the Packers, not the Packers. They're gonna get the
Niners.
the Niners in the first round, and then they're gonna join the Rams. And unfortunately, Rams got to go to Philly again.
Yep,
That's
they will.
the bad part.
And last year they played them in Philly in the playoffs, and it
It was a
snowed.
great for sure.
All right, let's get to these shout outs, man. It's past 11 over here.
Hey man, shout out to y'all boys. Sorry for the issue that happened midway through the show. Y'all boys, man, y'all got some interesting takes. Y'all laughed at me when I said Miami was gonna make it to the national championship game. So see, you can laugh now about the Eagles getting there. You'll
They
see
ain't
it
there yet.
later.
calm down, they ain't there yet.
Hey, hold up, before you picked them though. You jumped on that bandwagon. You was a Michael Irvin.
Styles and fight, right?
But shout out to Miami. Shout out to Lane Kiffin, man. Come on, Lane. We need you now. Box office loves you too. I'm working on box office getting the NIL deal to switch from Texas to LSU. I'm gonna send you some gear, box office.
We got bread down here, man. We're gonna send you a little something.
Be ready for you to
I'm gonna do what Sorsby did to y'all.
wow. But shout out to y'all boys, man. We go back to school tomorrow. Students be ready, baby. Scholars be ready. The end stretch is here now. Now we going into that second semester. Oh, and by the way, hey man, I gotta give a shout out to a young man, bro, that y'all know y'all got to see grow up and y'all inspired me. Wednesday's my last day of my master's program. Your boy will be getting his master's. So shout out to me, man.
Hell yeah.
Congrats, y'all.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Congrats, man. All right, let me go and get mine out the way. Last minute shout outs, I always go to my family, Hunter Morgan, Tori, Christian Lee, and Edward Daddy. Love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second. To my beautiful wife, Latricia. Love you too. I'll see you in just a second. And to Pap's babies, Marcel Carter Bryan and Azaria Grace Bryan. Pap, love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second. And even if it's just on my screensaver, because I know y'all sleep by now. And like I said, man, we back at work tomorrow with students and parents. I had to talk to parents today. Asked me, is it anything that they can do to get their students grades up now?
This is crazy.
I said, listen, bro, the 9 weeks is over with. You can tell them to do their work the rest of the year, and they can pass the class because right now it's too late for this 9 weeks. What's on that progress report, what's on that J Campus is what they got. So I'm just saying, stay on top of your kids' grades and don't wait till the last minute to try to come in and try to help them. Yeah, they're gonna say they ain't had no homework. They got homework. Trust me.
All right. Well, shout out to y'all boys. Another fun show. The way CB teaching them kids and putting their parents in line is the way I do y'all on this show. And I love it. There's a reason y'all ignore me through the week after y'all's teams show their butt cheeks. So I come on here. and I know it feels like y'all going to the principal's office when y'all see me on here. But hey man, exciting time of the year. College football playoffs Thursday and Friday. NFL playoffs Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Can't wait to talk about it more next week. Enjoy the playoffs, folks. See y'all next week.
Hold up, real quick. Better time of the year. This time of the year or the first week of the college and football and NFL football season?
Ooh, I'm going to actually say the first week because I know I have like 18 to 20 weeks ahead. While this is a great time, it's bittersweet because I know it's near the end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the opposite. I'm gonna say this one, man. It's just nothing like championship football, man. I'm excited, man. This is gonna be fire.
No wrong answer.
I think it's the beginning of the year, bro, because you have so much to look forward to. Everybody's team is still in it, and you just got hope springs eternal. You know what I mean? So I think, and you got so much to watch, man. You got so much to watch. You don't know what's going to happen. Like I remember, like I said this at the beginning of the year, that was probably the best. That feeling I had the first week of the NFL, and it was the second week of the college football. That was probably the best feeling I had all year, bro.
Well, that's because you thought the Saints are going to the Super Bowl and LSU was winning it all.
I did not think the Saints was going to the Super Bowl. Yes, I thought LSU was going to win the thing, but it was a great feeling, though. It was a great feeling. But yeah, next year now.
Here it goes again.
All shucks. It's on now. Let's get it.
All right, y'all. Enjoy the playoffs.
Boot up or shut up.